What's up? How you doing? No complaints. Get ready to call the ball game. World be good? Can't complain, right? No one wants to listen anyway.
Here you go.
A very pleasant good evening to you from Jim Jones Field, the campus of Red Mountain High School. It's the AIA and the Arizona Cardinals Game of the Week, presented by Raising Cane's. I'm Kevin Derryberry alongside Dan Minucci. And tonight, Dan, we've got a tremendous matchup here in the Honor Bowl. The Vikings 4-0, the Red Mountain Lions 3-0, and we've talked about it at the beginning. Two outstanding quarterbacks.
Yeah, they really are. You look at Oscar Rios from Downey, and then Simon Lopez, the young man from Red Mountain. You look at both these teams. You look at this Red Mountain team average 50 points per game, and you look at Downey averaging 41 points per game. I don't know, Kevin. Maybe the first one to 45 wins this football game tonight.
It could be a shootout. The OK Corral. Only time will tell. And the kick from Red Mountain blasted into the back of the end zone. Brandon Gallegos sends that one through the end zone, and rule that will be a touchback, and that means Downey will get football at the 20-yard line. They made the 400-mile trek here to Mesa, and we're ready to play some football. So for Downey, let's get your starters up front. First, we'll start with a quarterback. QB1's Oscar Rios. We look to have his tailback. It might very well be the young man that we're going to call, where is he at here?
Might be Bernardo Blanco.
It's Bernardo Blanco. That's who it is, Dan. We're going to go with Bernardo Blanco. Up front, though, we've got all kinds of action here. The left guard is Miguel Andrade. Our left tackle is Andrew Paz. The right tackle is Nathan Molina. Our center is Alex Zavala. And the right guard is Fernando Hernandez, 6'1", 255. The wideouts for Downey look for the young man. He wears number 4, Damani Porras. He's going to be their dude in tandem with Oscar Rios. We are ready to begin tonight's game. For 20-yard line, this is Rios to the air. His first pass is fired over the middle, and it's complete to Damani Porras. And for Porras, picks up a big gain on the first play of the game, Dan.
It turns into trips to the right, and you got the running back goes off the right, turns into a quads. And Porras goes down there about 5 yards, about a 5-yard hitch. And Rios just puts it right on us, an easy first down. And we're going to see a lot of those nickel and diming by Rios to get this field, to get down the field. It's matriculating the ball down the field by the Downey Vikings.
Rios to Porras for 17 yards, first to 10. Downey working right to left with the white jerseys. To the air, Rios. And he was going with a vertical route to the far side. Nothing to do there. Defensively here for Red Mountain, you got Zach Whitney will start with defensive end position. The strong safety is Jacob Ring. You'll get some help from Logan Hainey. Those two guys are to be big in that secondary tonight for Kyle Anders' defense. No question about it. Inside linebacker is Jameson the Blade Wade. Watch out for him. He's an absolute talent.
One of the things that Coach wanted to come in, excuse me real quick, Kevin, they wanted to establish the pass. They got a very good running game, and when you got Oscar Rios and throw the ball and run the football, I think one of the things Coach Williams said, hey, look, this is a very solid, sound defense that they're facing against Red Mountain, so they're going to have to get to the outside, have to try to get some yardage early on in this game to establish the last scrimmage.
And right there defensively for Red Mountain, making a nice play, staying home, is Rock Miller, the one-time Mountain View total, right there standing tall with an excellent defensive play.
Yeah, Rios tried to cut back inside as you said, the outside is sealed off. He slips on this carpet here, this brand new rug that they have out here at Red Mountain High School. So that's one of the other things. I don't know if Downey has grass or turf, but one thing about turf, you got to somewhat, as I like to say, gear down a little bit when you make those cuts, because you can be literally, if you got the high cleats, you can slip.
3rd and 13 for the 34-yard line. This is Rios on the run, and he's going to work the right side, and there's nothing doing. On 3rd and long, they went the option play, and for the quarterback, Rios, he ran to that teeth of the defense. It's worked by Red Mountain.
Yeah, Rockler comes up. They read it. They're well prepared. The defense just does not make mistakes. Coming over there is Rockler. Also, number 58 is Yas Onesi, who also goes at left guard as well, too. So not a lot of double platooning with both these teams. But, again, outstanding job of staying disciplined and stay in your lanes to cover the quarterback. A very adept Oscar Rios at running the ball.
In punt formation for the Vikings is the quarterback, Oscar Rios. You got to watch out for him. Here comes the pressure, and the punt is a low-line drive punt, and the Mountain Lions are going to recover the football on the 25-yard line. So a bang-bang special teams play, no return at all. In fact, the kick didn't really get off, and the Mountain Lions are going to have a short field to work with on their opening possession.
Yeah, he gets a snap, and he just kicks it low. It's just like he miskicked it. It looked like he wanted to do an end-over-end, but he kicks it about 2 feet off the ground, does Oscar Rios, and that goes right into the rush, making the covers Oscar Aguilar, but to no avail. Early turnover here early on for the Red Mountain Lions to get outstanding field position.
Red Mountain coming in to play with a record of 3-0 after the 4-7 win over Desert Ridge last week. First and 10 from their 25-yard line. It'll be Simon Lopez at quarterback. Silo 3 is his nickname. He's the QB 6'2", 180, and we talked about it in the open. He has had a tremendous year, number one in the 6A conference in QB rating and passing touchdowns with 10. We'll see him for the first time tonight. The deep back here for Red Mountain is Jackson Bogle. It's Bogle with a call here. Starts right, cuts it back towards middle, and waiting for the Vikings defense. Nice play there defensively. That was Jordan Costa with the tackle on Bogle.
Yeah, and also coming up, Ruben Hernandez. He's the defensive end, 6'2", 225. A very quick defense, a read, react kind of defense you're going to see is more of a true 3-4 front. Linebackers required to make a lot of the plays in this defense when you look at it. And Tom Hollington is defensive coordinator. Not going to blitz, not going to send a lot, but those linebackers, they rely a lot of responsibility as they come through. As you see number 15, Kingston Fasalavu, who's also one of the top as far as linebacking and free safety.
About that, Kingston Fasalavu from Manouche. Early stages of this one. Shotgun for Lopez. Swings it outside, and that ball is caught by a sliding Bode Wagner as Wagner makes the reception, his 13th of the year, and he lost his footing immediately.
Yeah, just a far side out, puts it out there, kind of throws it behind him. Wagner's got to come back, the ball makes a nice secure catch, slips on the turf.
Quick inside give, running with the football is Jackson Bogle, his 20th carry of the season, and this one goes for first down yardage, right up the gut.
Yeah, that left side is going to cut their center. You talked about Josh Lee, and also left guard Yos Anesi. They create a huge hole, but the hurry-up offense here is Red Mountain.
Out of the pistol, Simon Lopez with two wide receivers to his right. They hand it off to Bogle, and he's going to run right up gut, and he's going to score a touchdown. Red Mountain scores first here in the honorable, and it's Jackson Bogle going right up the gut. Nobody touched him, Dan.
Common denominator last two runs. Josh Lee, the center, clearing a huge path. Also the right guard, Lincoln Alicio. As you get guy just to your left side, watch, here comes the center. Secures number 40 on block coming off of him.
Well, what seal?
And then just a seal right there, come up there, and Bogle, nobody around, no secure, no short yardage defense to prevent him from going in the end zone.
So it's 6-0, opening drive of this football game for Kyle Ender's football team, and he has scored a touchdown by way of Jackson Bogle, his third rushing touchdown of the season. The point after try by Michael Singh is true. 8:56 to go in this opening quarter. It's 7-0 Mountain Lions. Dan, you get that short to work with, and they cash in.
Yeah, they really did. And on top of that, you talked to Coach Ender this week a little bit, and they're down 4 starters. Now, 2 of their linemen are out with ACLs, and they also have a free safety out. So as far as the line's concerned, they've got some inexperience up front there. So what I liked in reference to that is just the way that the play calling there was pretty much just go ahead and keep it simple, go hurry up offense, and what they did is they caught Downey off guard a little bit with that hurry up offense, going pistol, going spread, doing a combination of all the above.
Yes, they did, and for Bogle, a one-time Mountain Toro, finding his way down Brown Road here, making it to the other guys, and in that Battle of Brown Road, a rivalry that's been huge for a long time, but Red Mountain gains a couple of players here with the challenges going on for Mountain View this past offseason. Jackson Bogle, his third rushing touchdown of the year, and we are ready to put this ball back in play. High, deep, end over end kick. It's Porras at his own 5 to the 10, 15, 20 with a crease out across 15, make it a big part of the 25, and he'll take it to the 29-yard line where he's going to be knocked down right there.
You know, you see this down team come into play as we see the kickoff return. Gets a nice, goes out the left side. Good coverage on there, not to allow him to break it because he can break in the secondary as a track guy. But one thing, they're 35th ranked in the state of Arizona, in the state of California, 35th ranked. So ask Coach Williams, what does that mean as far as, lineage? Are you Tier 1, Tier 2? He said we're between Tier 2 and a Tier 3. Okay. The 35th rank. You got modern days and Service and what have you as Tier 1. So they'd be compared to like maybe a 5A if they're in the state of Arizona.
4A, 5A.
6A with Red Mountain and 5A here in the Valley.
Nice special team play there by Jacob Redwing, an honorable mention player out of the 6A East Valley. All right, Oscar Rios, the Purdue Boilermaker commit, back to work here. Shotgun snap, pulls this right, and he's going to get sacked. Gunning for quarterback for Red Mountain, and getting to the quarterback was Logan Hainey. The safety picks up the quarterback sack on a defensive gem.
Well, Coach Ender talked about Hainey and this young man as he comes up. There's really no outlet right now for Rios. I'm surprised. Now, he saw him coming, and I just see him come unless his eyes were focused downfield. But Hainey came up unabated. At that point in time, Oscar Rios has got to throw that football away.
Hainey with second sack of the season, having a tremendous year for that Coach Enders-led defense. Second down and long here for the Vikings. They hand it off. They run the football with their tailback. Running the rock on this carry. Looks like Xavier Voss got the call on that tote.
Rock Miller on the tackle there. He's number 22. He's going to be all over the place, the outside linebacker. 6'3", 220. Again, just nothing but just a quick draw, as we say, and come up in the hole. And they secure Rock Miller right there to see. Might have got away with a little bit of face mask right there. No, they caught it. They
you're right, and you pointed that out.
Yeah, they got it right there as they come. And one thing, when you have a running back that runs low like that, Kevin, you got to go in low. You got to get hands low, because as soon as that face mask dips, as you're coming in, your hand typically is high. You got to keep your hands low, keep your shoulder pads low with the low-based running backs.
Rock Miller out of that linebacker spot, already with 3 tackles here. He came to the game with 8. Now he's got 11. For those who can hire him out, this is a quarterback. They go back to Oscar Rios. Nice fake and good deception on the inside. Then it was Rios, the keeper. Nothing to do it. Maybe a yard and a half. That's not it.
Yeah, Rios is doing a great job in reference to just being disciplined. Also, their number 56 coming down, just make sure he keeps it in there and just stays in. I have 56 on my lineup, big fella. So if you got it, just let me know. I've got a 57.
No 56. It looked like Jacob Redwing might have been involved in that last particular play as well. Second down and 9 from the 42-yard line. Rios hands it off again. They run the ball with Bernardo Blanco, and Blanco tries the right side. He'll pick up a yard, maybe 2 at that best. And again, good support on that run defense by the front 4 by the Red Mountain Lions.
Yeah, coming up in the cornerback spots is Kai Jackson, 185. Good run support coming out there. They're running pretty much of a 3-4 front, if you will. Sometimes they go 4-man. It's a 3-3-5 base. Sometimes with 3, maybe even 4 defensive backs. But this front 7 doing a very good job of recognizing the option and the RPO and somewhat the pistol, doing a good job. Another looks like a penalty. Looks like jumping off sides on this one on Red Mountain. Might have jumped into the neutral zone with the anxiousness on that far side.
There was some movement on the line of scrimmage, to say the least, and our officials are talking things over. Let's introduce our officiating to you. The referee is Steve Castillo. Our umpire is Jalen Lester. The head linesman is Brian Baham. The line judge is Dallas Farrell. The back judge is Patrick Thompson. Our side judge is Barrett Furman. And the field judge this evening is Mike O'Connor. Back to work, third short here for Oscar Rios. Rios has 2 fumbles on the season through 4 games. Blanco also has the propensity to put on the carpet as well. This is an off left. It's Blanco to carry, and Blanco gets absolutely rocked at the point of contact at the 50-yard line. Rock Miller again, just up the ball carrier.
Yeah, Rock Miller is everything advertised by Coach Enders, and talking about his defense and what they do. And they rotate some guys once in a while, but this base, they'll go 4-2. This 3-man is doing a very good job of winning the battle line of scrimmage. So 4th down, I'll call that a long one, Kevin.
All right, 4th and short from midfield. Jack Williams and the Downey Vikings are going to at least show that they want to go for it. Red Mountain's going to stay disciplined on that defensive front. They're showing blitz. Here they come. It's going to be a quarterback keep, and Rios didn't get it. If the ball might have been punched out. And let's see who has the football, Dan. We know that Rios did not reach the line to gain. We'll wait for the spot as they put the ball down.
Looks like second effort might have got here as we come off it. He'll go to the line of scrimmage right there. Is Jackson Griffin.
Wow.
He spins out of it, and all of a sudden he gets a little burst and moves up into it and gets the first down. A huge first down for Downey. Hey, turn it over there with another short field, giving it to his high-scoring Red Mountain Lions team.
Jamison Wade also in the middle of that phrase right there. Dan, I'm wondering if that ball was knocked the turf and it was recovered for that first down.
Might have been a little bit of a holy roller action,
Yeah,
from back in the day with the Raiders and the Chargers. The rest of his soul, Kenny Stabler rolling it forward to Gasper.
The snake. All right, the Vikings now are going to talk things over. They want to take time out. With 5:06 remaining in our opening quarter in a 7-0 ball game, we probably will take a break. This is the AIA and the Arizona Cardinals Spin of the Week, presented by Ray Canes on Arizona's Family.
Play for the Downey Vikings. They need a couple of huge plays, but on top of that, a couple big penalties and a nice key first down to keep this Vikings drive alive.
Hainey, the tip drill to himself, got the catch and then feet down. Here's Porter, and he gets decked in the backfield. Oh my, what a hit there by Tyreek Cornett. And Dan, we've said it before, read and react. Cornett all over that play. He got the ball carrier down in the backfield.
What a great tackle. If you're watching that, he goes with the shoulder pad, goes right into him, catches there, keeps the helmet out of the way, goes right side, puts it right into him. Nice read and react that time by Cornett. And that's the one thing that Coach Enders and defensive staff want to do, is with all the movement and the way they spread the field out, that being Downey, is just to make sure that you are doing assignment football. So
yes.
Cornett reads that. He sees it coming out of the backfield, makes the jump. And those are very dangerous passes. You go to the far side of the field like that.
Cornett picks up his third solo tackle of the season and his second TFL. Lions showing blitz. I'll roll Ortiz, deep ball, far sideline, and the ball is caught at the 1-yard line. Making a dazzling catch for the Vikings is Desmond Joshua Fairley.
And what an outstanding throw that Oscar Rios has. Now you can see why Purdue and so many other teams, 30 offers this show, he had rolling out to his right. Gets his shoulders up the field, lays this up there, keeps this ball in bounds. And that way with Joshua Fairley to make that catch right over the right shoulder. Excellent throw and catch.
Fantastic play. Gain of 36, first goal to go. And Dan, while we're looking at replay, they decided to do a quick snap. Maybe they were thinking there was going to be an instant replay on the catch. They snapped that football really, really quickly.
Well, there is no instant replay in high school.
I know.
If the official says it's good, you get up. They get up the line of scrimmage, hustled up there. Good job by the defense of Red Mountain to recognize they're going to go with the quick snap. Here they are about a half yard away for a touchdown.
Second and goal. Well, they're going to call it first and goal. So first and goal to go from the half-yard line. Two wide receivers to the left. Snap it back. Straight ahead give. And this is Blanco. And Blanco is going to keep driving those legs. And we're waiting for a call. We got the call. That's a touchdown for the Downey Vikings. Blanco from 1 yard away. Lil B gets in the box.
Yeah, I think the initial play, the quick play, the official wasn't ready. Snapped it early on him. He just waved it off, said, hey, we weren't ready. The chains weren't set. So that's why they came back, and everybody out there going, well, shouldn't it be second down? It just the officials weren't ready, so they reset. But in Blanco, just offensive line just firing off, led by their center Alex Zavala, and also the right guard on that side to let them go is Fernando Hernandez.
Blanco with his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. And here's point after try upcoming here for the Vikings. Here is Danny Yocopicio. And his kick is up and good. 3:46 to go in this opening quarter. Our new score, 27, Red Mountain 7.
Yeah, you look at the big play that this Downey team had as far as getting them down the field. Oscar Rios, he's still for about close to 60% as we look at touchdown, just firing off. They get the ball downfield. When you look at the receivers as far as their averages, you talked about Joshua Fairley. He averaged about 9.5 yards per catch. And then Blanco, per rush. Then Blanco per rush is 6.6. As far as getting the ball downfield, receivers on this throw here was an outstanding throw and catch.
36 yards.
Joshua Fairley, he's averaging 15 yards per completion or catch. And you go through it, they're averaging over 10 to 12 yards per completion on a regular basis. So they're not afraid or they're not bashful throwing this football down the field.
Not at all. As a team, they average 17 yards per reception. As a team, that is another staggering type number. 7-7 ball game. For Coach Anders' football team, they were able to cash in on the bots punt, and they went 25 yards for their first score. So now we'll see what Simon Lopez will do with a full field. Yoko Picio to kick. Back deep is Bode Wagner from zone 1 to the 10, 15, 20. Look for a block, can't get it. It's going to be wrapped up by a special teams play by the Vikings, Oscar Aguilar. And Dan Aguilar is an outstanding defensive player. His 39th tackle of the year.
You just brought up a good point about, okay, let's see what Red Mountain can do now, going the length of the field. We know that Downey's got that big strike offense, averaging 41 points per game in 4 games, 4-0. They're giving up about 29 per game. Now, this high-scoring machine of Red Mountain, talk about a true litmus test. And, you know, Coach Enns was looking forward to this game to say, look, we've had some teams, we've blown some teams out. Now we really need a worthy opponent, not that the others aren't, to really get after it and see what we have or what we don't have.
This is a handoff on jet sweep to Bode Wagner. Bode Wagner gets a far hash mark and then turns upfield, and he'll pick up about 2, maybe 3 yards, and it'll be brought down there.
Yeah, we recognize that J.C. Moore, defensive lineman, he's a freshman, 6'1", 225. He recognizes that and dispels the play. And also coming over the other side and doing his defense job, Ivan Jimenez, 5'9", 235. Not a big front seven, but they're very quick and very disciplined with their technique.
They'll give Wagner a credit with a 3-yard carry. It looked like there was some encroachment there. It looked like Castaneda had jumped. Long count here for Simon Lopez, working out of the pistol. 3-receiver package. It's a handoff. And finally a crease up the middle. And picking up a nice run there is Jackson, his first carry of the game. 5'8", 185, he's a junior. That's a nice run.
Yeah, one of the few that go both ways, and we'll see him periodically. Nice little pull into the gap that time to kind of seal that is Yasinesi, the left guard. Seal that, gets to the second level, bringing him down there is Aguilar. And Aguilar right there to prevent him going to the house.
Another tackle for Aguilar. He's got 40 of those. Jackson picked up 7 yards. First 10 Red Mountain from their own 3-yard line. Again, looks Lopez using the hard count a little bit. Trips bunt to the near side. 4 wide receivers for Lopez. Tailback changes position. Snap back first side. Looking right all the way. Has a deep ball there. He's got Bode Wagner. And that ball is incomplete. A pin marker thrown right around the 46-yard line. And Dan, you could just get the idea and the vibe from the fans looking for pass interference.
And I think they're going to get it. Jaden Thompson on the coverage. Good pass protection. Lopez lays it out there. The ball just a little deep, which is fine. It looked like cut up there holding him, trying to go by him that time, Jay Thomas. So that'll be the hold. That'll be the penalty from the last scrimmage, not from the PI like they do in the National Football League. Automatic first down for the Mountain Lions.
You got to respect Bode Wagner. Before tonight's game, 12 catches, 286 yards, and 3 touchdowns. You got to account for him every single play. All right, Simon Lopez, by virtue of the penalty, gets a first down from the 40. Back to Bogle, starts inside, moves right, and then finds a little crease, and he'll pick a really nice run, about 5 yards on a power run by Jackson Bogle.
Yeah, Brian McDaniel, the offensive coordinator here at Red Mountain, wants to establish that last scrimmage and pretty much just have these long drives. And we saw the quick striking offense that you saw the Downey Vikings. So I think taking some time off the clock here, you got 1:46 remaining in this first quarter, just kind of methodically work the ball down the field in order to get that Downey offense off the field.
Chapman with a step for Downey. 2nd and 5 from the 45-yard line. So Lopez back to throw. He's got a receiver open, and that ball is off the fingertips. Right down the crease. On a seam, it was Bode Wagner, and he just couldn't haul it in.
Blitz was on. They recognized that they had the right call. McDaniels, as I said, right on cue. The offensive coordinator, 10 of these, you had the safety come, blitz, was right down the field, just a little bit too long by Lopez that time. And we got a little bit of a breeze, kind of a cross breeze blowing to the southwest. I don't think that affected it. But those home run balls you got to take advantage of and hit.
Looked like Bode tried to maybe one-hand that, make it a circus catch, but just couldn't bring it in. 3rd down and 5 from the 45-yard line. Vikings want to bring pressure with 4. Again, long count for Simon. Play fake. Dumps it off. Ball's caught. Nice work. 1st down play. Making the reception is Andrew Schmier. Schmier, 6'1", 180, the senior, makes his 8th catch of the year, Dan.
Lopez does a great job of just getting this ball off as he rolls out to his left side. Schmier comes out on just what they call a shoot route. Jumps up, gives to him, gets over there, gets the 1st down.
Fosalu with the tackle for the Downey Vikings. 1st and 10 after the next game. Ball's placed on the 47-yard line of the Downey Vikings here. 1:23 to go.
And you know how it's always going to be a run play when there's an offside or a procedure by a lineman? Yasanesi, number 58, they were looking to run that ball. You want to get off the ball. So again, you just get a 1st down. You got to be careful. And the thing with quarterback, if you're going to go on quick count, make sure everybody's set. Just make sure everybody's settled and set before you go with the quick count. A little anxiousness with the guys up front.
You can certainly understand that. A little anxiousness, but you got to settle in. Another handoff. It's Bogle again. Big hole. And there's a penalty marker coming in behind the play. Jackson Bogle found an opening on the right side and bursted right through there and picked up a big gain, but let's see if it stands up.
Yeah, they came back with the play. They had the procedure call. Looks like this is going to come back to him. It'll be a holding call on the red mountain. Yes, it is a holding call. And you can see on Nessie, the number 58, the left guard, he pulls. And there's a huge hole. You had body right. There was a wave of beef coming that way. Look at this coming into your screen. Look at the lineman coming out there. And Bogle sees the hole, comes off the rear end of Onesi and gets a big game. All for naught. His holding call brings it back.
Nice little stiff arm in there as well for Jackson Bogle. So Simon Lopez is back up to the 40-yard line. They'll work from there on the far hash. He's got trips to his left. Single receiver to the right side just off the formation. Out of the pistol again, Lopez. Looking left, stop, plants, fires, deep shot. Got Bode Wagner there, and this time the ball is caught by Bode Wagner. A leaping catch took the ball away from the defensive back, Cason Presley, and that's a big error. Simon Lopez to Bode Wagner.
Well, he became a defensive back, that big Bode Wagner. He sees the coverage, he got man-to-man. Good job by Lopez to lay this out there. Gets popped as he throws the ball. This is just a great concentration by Wagner to keep his eyes on the ball. And Presley's right there on the coverage. Otherwise, he comes back to it, gets it, secures it, and gets a huge play for the Red Mountain Lions.
Bode Wagner with a 40-yard reception. 1st and 10 Mountain Lions. They go to the run game. It's Bogle, and he gets stood up right there at the line of scrimmage. Nice work there by the Vikings. Oscar Aguilar once again. They've got a couple of Oscars here, and both of them make plays on both sides of the ball. This time it was Oscar Aguilar.
Yeah, Wagner, one of those big guys. He's averaging about close to 24 yards per reception. So he's your home run hitter. Obviously, they've taken a couple shots to Bode Wagner. He got the speed to get down the field. And that's what Coach Enders talked about, is that we want to get the ball to our outside guys and take a couple shots early on. So Brian McDaniel, the OC, is testing this secondary of the Downey Vikings.
Now, Bode Wagner, a true playmaker, has 4 100-yard games to his credit in his young career. Lopez works out of the pistol formation once again. High snap, puts it in the gut of Bogle as he bounces it outside and then runs along the hash marks. Picks up again another nice run, about a gain of 6. Our first quarter is in the books here from Jim Jones Field at Red Mountain High School. This honor bowl game, after our first 12 minutes, it's 7-7. This is the AIA and the Arizona Cardinals Game of the Week, presented by Ray Canes on Arizona's Family.
Really
outstanding.
Who's controlling the drone? Yeah, we'll get her.
Right.
When it's a
yeah, right. This is going to start a play here.
Just when we get a break here.
Welcome back to Red Mountain High School. This is Simon Lopez on the design run by quarterback. Let's send it down to the third member of our broadcast team, and she's got a special guest. Here's Julia Lopez. Hi, Julie.
But just
by Downey.
Well, thanks, Julia, having that conversation with DJ Dallin. I think DJ is an answer to a trivia question. I believe that he was the first one in the NFL to score on a kick return under the new kickoff rules.
That was pretty amazing. I mean, he's a big guy. He's a big guy, but he runs like about a 4.40 in the game
That's
against
picking him up, putting him
that
down.
is at Buffalo Bills. That kept the Cardinals in the game. Otherwise, the Cardinals get waxed in the second half. So they were able to get that kickoff return. And you're right. I'm not a fan of what's going on with the kickoff in the NFL.
Yeah, a little bit of an adjustment.
Just move. Let's go back to where it was. Just move the kickoff back 5 yards so you get returns.
Sure.
I think get returns because it's exciting. I think we'll see that get better as the year goes on, but it's just a scrub. I'm a little old school with that.
I'm with you 100%. I know they're trying to save on some of those collisions, right? They're trying to take care of the players, but that's a really unique way of going about it. All right, Simon Lopez back to work here, working right to left. 3rd down and 5 from their own Downing 15-yard line. And this is Bode Wagner out of Wildcat. Bode the 10-5. Bode Wagner dives in. That's a Red Mountain touchdown. Bode Wagner, 15 yards, 1 play.
That's out of the Wildcat. Nothing more than the Wildcat right there, Kevin. He gets that ball, goes around left side. And, Coach talked about Bode Wagner's explosiveness. He just gets this really simple. Just get it, just go. It's like a left. Gets a couple nice blocks. Gets a nice sealed block by his defensive tackle on that side. Josh Lee gets there as a center. And his left tackle on that left side coming off all Jackson Griffin, the big fella. Again, going left side, you got an overload. You got 2 tight ends. Going to come that way, gets into the scores. They get the X point, take the 14-7 lead against the Downey Vikings.
Michael Sink bangs home the point after 11-10 to go to halftime. It's 14-7 Red Mountain. Bode Wagner, his first rushing touchdown of the season. He's coming off 235 all-purpose yards last week, and this guy is a bona fide playmaker.
Yeah, he's a 4.5 GPA, and here are some of the schools that are recruiting him right now. San Diego State's giving an offer. Army giving him an offer, as well as Navy has given him an offer. So he's a standing man. And I talked about speed, right? Well, he's a 10,900-meter guy on track, so he's definitely got the home run here.
Yes, he does. Since he stepped onto this campus a few years back, you could just tell in early portions of camp this guy had something special about his game, and certainly he's delivering this game now here for the Mountain Lions. 14-7 ball game. Back out on the field is Michael Sink, and back deep. Be careful with Downey's Damani Porras. And this one is going to be kicked over Damani Porras' head. That's going to be a touchback. And once again, Downey will get the ball back. Oscar Rios back to work. Team trailing by 7 once again.
Yeah, we talked about Oscar Rios in the open. 30 offers. Is a Purdue commit. We talked about his passing progress, but as far as his running of football, he's got 421 yards. Coming into this game so far, he's got 322 yards, and he's looking at about 6.5 yards per carry. Now, his longest run is 80 yards, so he can take it to the house if he gets on the perimeter. But so far, I think this Red Mountain defense has done a good job of containing the run. The one area they've got to shore up with this cover 2 defense is the big plays which they're getting via the pass play, via the airwaves.
Yeah, going up top. They've got to slow that down here if they want to get back into it and slow down the offense. All right, here's Rios over the middle, and it's Hodeggy walking with the catch. That's a gain of 12. Nicely thrown football right there, right on the money.
Yeah, Jurge with 15 catches on the year, about 18 yards per. What I see is they're working the middle of the field. Little cover two. Just goes down there and just hooks up right in the middle. So very vulnerable defense right there in the middle of this Red Mountain defense.
Isaac Hainey picks up the on-assist tackle. And this is a run play right up the middle for the Vikings. Here comes Xavier Rivas. And Xavier is going to plow his way right up the middle. He's going to pick up 10 yards. And in back-to-back plays, the Vikings get first downs.
Yeah, very good as we see an injured player on the field. Very big offensive line. You go 305, 255, 280, 300, not to mention 255. So a big, strong offensive line by Downey. And that's one of the things that Coach Williams, who's been the head coach at Downey for the last 15 years, 21 years totally, and they're also an alumnus of Downey High School. I talked a little bit about his career and the thing he's done, his journey. But he really emphasizes how they work just randomly in reference to guys moving around the offense as we see the touchdown here by Wagner. So you look at the things that they're doing, how well both of these teams are coached, and you see a lot of the finer nuances in terms of line blocking, tackling, and as far as getting their runners on the perimeter.
So the injured player for Red Mountain, unfortunately, that is Deuces. Rock Miller is getting a little help coming off the field, and it looks like the trainers are administering some first aid to his left side, perhaps his arm, elbow area, Dan.
Well, it could be a shoulder, it could be a bicep tendon. The way the trainer's holding his left upper bicep, and you hate to see if it's a tear bicep tendon, that typically knocks you out, or it could be a shoulder scenario.
He looks like he's in some discomfort. Rios on the waggle. His pass was nearly intercepted. Rios was trying to feather a pass to the wide receiver. That is Chaka Albrides, and nearly intercepting that one for the Mountain Lions was Cole Edmonds.
Cole Edmonds was thinking about what should I do once I get to the end zone. He is right there. He gets right underneath that slip screen. As Rios rolls out to his right side, he's right there to take that one. Should have caught that one. Maybe that's why he's defensive back, Kevin.
Mountain Lions are showing blitz, and Rios is looking to change play call. The play clocks are working here at Mountain High School. 8 seconds on the play clock. Handoff. They go back to Blanco. Works left side, and Blanco, a nice run, getting some good help on the left side by the left guard, Michael Andrade, but Blanco there with a nice 7 yards.
Also Andrew Paul, the left tackle. They both get it. They seal the edge. That's a nice game, making it a very manageable third down and about 4 for the Vikings of Downey High School.
Logan Hainey with another outstanding wrap-up of the legs of the ball carrier. Another tackle for Logan. Approaching 20 tackles on the season for him. 14-7 our score. Rios back to throw. Sets up a screen to Hainey. Makes the reception. Working across the field, and he gets the 45. He's going to be taken out there. Outstanding open field tackle by the Mountain Lions. Once again, that's Isaac Hainey making a defensive gem.
I got to tell you what, outstanding for not allowing that play to get up the field. They had plenty of blockers down the field to see him free. Hodegie's free up the field, and coming across that time is the young guy to make that true tackle and make sure that he doesn't go up the field.
Third first down on this drive by the Downey Vikings from the 44-yard line of Red Mountain. This is a quarterback keep. This is Rios to the edge, to the corner, and runs out of bounds as he runs right into the Red Mountain bench.
Now, Rios going down the field telling his wide receiver, block this guy, that guy. That's when Joshua Fairley, as he gets on the edge, tell him, hey, get inside. I'm coming. As you come around, watch him point right here. Just point as he did right before that. Get inside. Give me a couple of room, give a couple blocks so I can get some yardage out of this play.
So Rios with a 7-yard carry. 48 carries for 322 yards for Rios on the season. That's a 6.7 yard per carry average. He can certainly get it done, as we've been talking about throughout the night's game. Second down and 3 from the 37-yard line. Shotgun snap back to Rios. Deep ball near sideline. Has Porras there, and that ball is going to be a touchdown for the Downey Vikings. Dropping a dime was Oscar Rios right into the weight arms of Damani Porras in stride. That's a touchdown for the Vikings.
And right into the wind as well, too. But man-man coverage. Yeah, the blitz was on. Blitz come from your left side. Here comes. Get Mac protect. His running back stays in. Gets off this ball, goes right down the field, lays out there, gets behind the cornerback on that side, Anthony Gamba. And the senior at 6'3", he goes right by him. I think it looks like he might have thought he had help. But the safety and Gamba both up as he runs right by him. An outstanding throw into the wind by Oscar Rios.
Yeah, strong arm on that throw. Good point, right into the wind. But Porras with a great route. And snap is bad. Hainey is going to go for two, and the pass is incomplete. The two-point conversion, and with a lot of daylight in front of him was Tyreek Cornett. But nothing doing. Penalty mark comes flying in, and we'll have the officials sort this one out for us. We know this. It's 14-13 with 9:01 left at halftime.
Boy, just a bad snap. They're just having all kinds of special teams issue. That is Downey. They had the punt blocked where Rios punted the ball literally into the feet on his very first punt. This one, a bad snap, gets the football and just throws it up there. Anytime you get a bad snap, you just yell fire, fire, fire. But what you have to do as a holder, and I know this, you got to throw that bad ball in the end zone. Throw it in the end zone. And then after that little unsportsmanlike penalty on the Downey Vikings, if you're the lineman out there, keep your poise because this is gonna move this ball back on their kickoff to give Red Mountain outstanding field position on a kickoff return.
For Downey Porras, he's in the end zone for the 9th time this season. 9 touchdowns through the 4 games. And for Porras, he needed 45 yards to reach 1,000 in his career, and with the 2 catches, I believe he has surpassed 1,000 yards.
Yeah, great shot by our guys down the field, and Porras just goes right by Anthony Gamba. And again, man-to-man coverage, if you're going to have this very fast receiving group, you're going to play that 2-high shot. If you're going to blitz, make sure if you're going to go deep, just make sure you're running with him. He was wide open. He was wide open by 5 yards.
Yeah, that was a perfectly thrown pass by Rios. Great route by Porras. As we mentioned, they've done that 9 times this season for Rios. He picks up his 11th touchdown pass. 14-13 with 9:01 to go. Back deep for Red Mountain is Bode Wagner. He stands alone on his 5-yard line. And the kick is angled, but high hop for Wagner along the far sideline. Makes a man miss at the 15 to the 20. On the sideline, 30, 35, still on his feet. Field 50. He may go 40, 30, 20. He's going to score a touchdown. Bode Wagner in the box again with unofficially a 98-yard kick return for 6 points.
We talked earlier about his track speed at 10,900-meter guy. Folks, right there, he might have, I don't know, maybe 125 yards. But there's a penalty marker back at about the 35-yard line. And if this is on Red Mountain, there was no need for anybody to touch anybody.
Not at all.
Once he broke into the open. So if this is on Red Mountain,
they're going to pick it up, Dan.
See what the call is here. Still no indication.
Steve Castillo taking a
personal foul on Red Mountain on the kickoff return.
Wow.
Now, again, you got to be smart. And now, I'll give a little credit to those blocking from. They don't know where Cody Miller is. But personal foul, that's going to be something I'm sure Coach Anders and his staff are going to take a good hard look at to see. And if this is something that was flagrant by the kickoff return team, I guarantee somebody's got up downs for the whole week.
That's a tough call. What a great run by Bode Wagner. That's going to eradicate a 98-yard kickoff return. It would have been the second week in a row that Wagner had housed one in that kick return position. So, Simon Lopez back to work from the 50-yard line. Score stays the same at 14-13. Adam Pistol is Lopez. The turn, they go to the run game, and they hand it off. And running with the football is Jackson Bogle. And Bogle has been finding some running room on the left side or the right side.
Well, that was where I think Coach Anders and his staff, I think Brian McDaniel, the offensive coordinator, wants to have this offensive line push the pile a little bit, maybe reestablish that physicality that they had early on in that first quarter.
Bogle, 6.8 yard carry average. They set up a bubble screen, making the catch for Red Mountain is Paxton Forstad, his 3rd reception of the season. And he's going to make a nice gain there before he's finally taken out there by Kingston Favalu.
And hobbling off the field is Arian Wyndham, the wide receiver, the sophomore. He comes hobbling off the field as they get into the hurry-up offense, that being Red Mountain.
They'll begin this play at the 40-yard line. And they'll right back to the run game. This time the Vikings were there waiting for the run. Jackson Bolt will pick up about 2 yards. And one thing that Coach Ennis wants to do tonight, Dan, let's be honest, they'd like to run the ball and keep this Downey offense on the sidelines as long as they can.
Very quick reacting defense by Downey Vikings as they have an official's timeout. Looks like number 10 that was hobbling off the field that time, Ruben Hernandez, the defensive end, was hobbling. He finally just went down. Looked like Coach Williams said, hey, look, just go down if you're hurting. Looks like he's grabbed his knee. But again, this is one of those games that goes back and forth. Good athletes all over the place. As we saw Bode Miller with the touchdown catch and then that touchdown run on the kickoff return get called back. Those are some of the things in reference to trying to establish that line of scrimmage, to try to take some of that time off the clock. And on top of that, give your defense a blow and allow your defensive coordinator, defensive staff to make some adjustments as we see here on the Red Mountain side. Coach Enders over here getting after his defense, talking about some of the screen on these nice screens they have here on this sideline and going through some of the mistakes they might have made on that touchdown.
Dan, just for a second, I'm going to go back to that touchdown, Rios to Porras. This wind's really picked up. You put it out. It is a really stiff wind, and he threw an absolute rocket in that wind. Nothing to do at all.
Well, since I got my doctoral wind throwing, I'm going to say it's about 10, 15 miles an hour.
All right, I was thinking 12, so we're right there.
Well, we're in the neighborhood.
2nd and 8 from the 38-yard line of the Downey Vikings. Again, working out of the pistol, here is Simon Lopez. In motion to the near side is Andrew Schmier. Snap is back, on pressure, picks up some help, and he dropped the football. And now we have a scrum for the football. Lopez put that one on carpet, and I believe he's able to recover his own football.
Yeah, it looks like Messi got it, was right there. Blitz was on, and it's coming up. Number 3 coming up is Aguilar. And Aguilar, and you got to put that football away.
Yeah.
And they knock it out. Nessie is right there, jumping on the spot to recover that. Could have been a huge turnover by the Downey Vikings.
Weston Hancock, right place, right time for Red Mountain. 3rd down and 18 from the 48-yard line. Here's a delay. And running with the football for Red Mountain and running to daylight is Talon Lamb. And Talon Lamb is going to score a touchdown. Well, he may have marked him out. They're going to say that he stepped out around the 10-yard line. This was a 38-yard gallop, Talon Lamb.
How do you step out of bounds? Watch this. It's a Statue of Liberty play.
Oh, wow.
Everybody goes right. They come all the way back, and they hand it off. It goes on the left side. They just kind of wanders out of bounds, and this is going to come back.
They're going to bring the football back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, they're going to send Red Mountain back into Viking territory here almost.
The only thing I can think of is maybe illegal formation. And now something was said by number 54, Jackson Griffin, the senior tight end. So he might have chirped the official right there. As Griffin's walking by, he said something. The official threw the flag immediately.
Wow, tough calls going against foul line. So Steve Castillo, our white hat official, right there adamant about the call. So I know that we've seen this in a while.
Well, I think what Coach Enders is doing right now, he's calling a timeout. He's calling a timeout. He's going to call the team over and say, look, everybody relax. I like what Coach Enders is doing here. He's calling the team over, getting them all together. He's going to settle his troops down and say, look, keep your boys, and I love what he's doing. Great timeout by Coach Enders.
It really is. Let's take a break. This is the AIA, the Arizona Cardinals Game of the Week, presented by Raising Cane's on Arizona's Family.
He's reading the boys the right at.
It's one of those mother effort, get your stuff together right now.
That's what he's saying. Bad penalties, this, popping off. You guys are like a bunch of jackasses. Good. This is a great timeout. I love it.
Honorable mention in a 6-8 conference. Ortiz to the air, looks over the middle field, and he's got a receiver there. That's almost caught by Hodeggy. He breaks a tackle on the 25, and he's going to coast into the end zone for a touchdown. The Downey Vikings are on the board with a touchdown. It's a 48-yard strike from Ortiz to Hodeggy, and for the first time tonight, Downey's taking the lead.
Yeah, the senior wide receiver fit 170. He threads this one again into the wind, pumps it right in there into the coverage. And it looks like you got one safety knocked off the other safety instead of coming up and wrapping up. wanting to lead with the shoulder. Again, I just got them bragging about the tackling.
I was just thinking.
That time right there, I'm going to adjust him. They come up and try to lead with the shoulder instead of going up with his hands, knocking the ball down, or once the receiver makes the catch, wrap him up.
Yocopizio ready to kick with a whole Hainey. Oh, the Mines with a great effort off the edge to try to block that one. Point after try is good. 4:10 remaining until halftime.
Yeah, tell you what, another outstanding throw by Oscar Rios. He drives that ball in the wind, and that throw down the middle, it should get picked off. Again, it's thrown that into coverage. So the safeties get behind him. You got the blitz on you and a loop done. And Hainey comes back to the ball, catches it, secures it. Nobody knocks him off, nobody behind him to make sure he doesn't go into the end zone. So again, you're seeing some defensive lapses by this Red Mountain defense who, again, when you look at the competition prior to, as far as how stiff that was, you're seeing a team that knows how to score and has some good base fundamentals down.
No question about it. The arm strength, though, right? This breed, again, it's 13 or 14 miles an hour, as you mentioned, and he just threw a seed down the middle over the defense, too. That was a very impressive throw.
Yeah, it's probably gusting up to 15, 16 miles an hour, something like this. Would be like a dome breeze in Buffalo about right now.
Nothing to it.
Yeah, nothing to it. No big deal. Coming off Lake Erie, about 5 miles away from Orchard Park. But again, we talk about the quick striking Downey Vikings offense. There again, averaging 41 points a game. This team does a lot of its damage early on or in the first half, and Coach Williams emphasized that's what they want to do with this very tough Red Mountain defense.
Let's see if they kick it to Bode Wagner, Dan, and it looks like they're going to pass on that. Oh, to get the football, looks like it was Jacob Red Wing, and he's going to be slammed to the turf around the 25-yard line. So Yocopizio wasn't going to kick the ball deep to Bode Wagner. Lesson learned there.
Yeah, very smart. Oscar Aguilar, who's having a heck of a game.
He really is.
On the defensive side, he's all over the place. Now, after somewhat of a discombobulated offensive drive by Red Mountain, here you are with 4 minutes left in this first half. Can they put a drive together and try to get this thing tied up before the half?
I got a synonym for you for discombobulated. You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Catawampus.
Catawampus. Yeah. Actual word. My quarterbacks get like that once in a while.
First and 10 for the 29-yard line. They give it Bogle again, and Bogle's going to run behind his left guard. In this case, the left guard is Jos Meese. Bogle picks 3.5, and Simon Lopez will be fading the 2nd and 7.
I wonder if Brian McDaniel, as the OC, would say, hey, look, offensive line, this is on you. You've got a much smaller defensive line. Let's put the onus on you. Let's try to pound the first downs out with the running game.
Lopez working out of a pistol. Trips to the wide right. Lopez steps through some pressure to the boundary, lets it go, and throws it out of bounds. No one was a return out. No catch there.
I think if you're smart, really know where to go with the football. Just throw that ball away. You know, makes it a third down and looks like long set, a third down and 8. And again, you know, you get some of the defensive adjustments that we're seeing by the Downey Vikings defense right now. And Thomas Hollington, who's the defensive coordinator with this 3-4 front, doing a good job of sliding with the quarterbacks and running backs and not preventing them from getting around the perimeter.
Third down set from the 32-yard line. Possession play. Vikings showing blitz now before they snap the football. Jack Williams has elected to take a timeout. We'd like to extend the invitation to stay with us here at halftime, as we'll have a conversation with the founder of the Honor Bowl. Mark Soto will be our guest. All right, let's take it down to Julia Lopez once again. Julia.
Is there a mic on?
Thanks to Julia and DJ. Here's Simon Lopez running with the football. And Lopez gets nudged out of bounds. Fans here have come unglued. Castaneda there to kind of, like you would say, to give him the love tap.
A little love tap. No harm, no foul. He's running out of bounds. Just a little tap. Goes out there, but Castaneda really recovers. He goes out to the left side. Here comes Castaneda, number 8. Just a little touch. Nothing to that.
I agree.
There's nothing to that.
I don't think there was a foul there, but you can understand frustration from this Mount Mine contingency here. 4th and 1, big play. Do they snap the football? 3:17 to go. High snap, and it's going to be Lopez to punt it away. And he gets some hang time with that punt. And he's going to carry him right into the waiting arms of King Robinson. I don't think the Vikings were prepared for that.
Well,
you had the idea to catch him off guard.
You would have thought they'd get a little bit more out of that punt, too. And by Lopez, you're going to kick the ball down the field. You basically gave him pretty good field position with this kind of offense.
And you got the win with you, too.
You got the, well, if you're going, the win, exactly. So you would have thought they'd have kicked that ball, at least kick it deep. Because they weren't, to your point, Kevin, they were not expecting that whatsoever. So kick that ball deep. And fortunately, there was a penalty by the Downey Vikings, and they're going to set the ball back to probably where it's initially been as far as the punt's concerned. So you got about 3 minutes to go here for this offense that I see with Downey. Plenty of time for them to go down and at least get into some kind of field goal range. And when you look at their field goals, they've only had 2 field goal attempts on the year. They're 1 for 2. As their sophomore kicker is 14 for 18, but he's only made 1 field goal attempt.
27 years out of memory. All right, it's 1st and 10. And now Coach Anders will take, I believe, the last time out of the half. So we'll talk things over. Dan, this would be a good moment to say thank you to all the men and women serving abroad. Tonight is the Honor Bowl, and it means so many things. And you and I wouldn't be here broadcasting, doing our second, right, our hobby,
yes,
if it wasn't for those men and women that are out there in combat lines. So we thank them all across the globe, and what a special night to be a part of this experience here with you.
Yeah, and I think of the Honor Bowl that was over in San Diego where Perry beat Granite Hills about 3 weeks ago. They went over there and they won that. And that's where it started originally. It was over in San Diego, as I found out a little bit earlier.
2010.
Yeah, and coming over here to Arizona, I love it. And just honorable for the veterans, for all those men and women serving. I don't think we can honor them enough, to tell you the truth. And I think that every time we have that national anthem, I think of our men and women, those that served and those that have sacrificed their lives for our freedom to be able to broadcast a game here at Red Mountain High School. By the way, a beautiful high school, all lit up all over the place. But again, the Honor Bowl, one of those things, I think we do to take those, I say, 20-sec timeouts just to honor our veterans and those that are currently serving.
The people who help organize the Honor Bowl are all unpaid volunteers who have a passion and desire to support veteran causes. That's a lot right there. You got to have a passion and understand the cause. All right, we go back to Oscar Rios. Has a couple of touchdowns to his credit here tonight. And they try to work the run game, working the right side. Not much there at all. In fact, no gain. Nice pursuit to the football by the Mountain Lions up that left side, Dan.
Yeah, Jason Wade, middle linebacker, comes up 6'2", 225. He's a good-looking specimen. He's very active. When you look at Wade, this linebacking core, those are some of the things that you look at. I mean, just one of those guys that just is always around the football. And Coach Enders talked about him as far as the prowess, as far as being that guy that sets the defense up for this Red Mountain team.
His 20th tackle of this season. This is his 29th game, is Jamison Wade. Ortiz, deep ball again, far sideline, and trying to make a catch is Damani Morris, and he hauls that one in. Wow, what a grab. The defender was draped all over him. That defender was Tyreek Cornett, and that was a contested catch on a deep ball.
This is just an outstanding catch. So Rios goes back, he rolls out and lays one up down the left sideline, again keeping him in bounds into this wind. Goes up and high points the football and takes that ball literally away from Tyreek Cornett.
Gain of 35 yards. Under duress is the quarterback, Rios, and he goes down.
What a great read that time by number 1 coming up, Cole Edmonds. Did not allow. Talk about disciplined defense, keeping your spacing and not falling for the fake handoff. Edmonds comes up And Rios is looking to go on that left side. If he goes to the fake, Rios will go down that left sideline for a score.
Nice defensive play there by Cole Edmonds. Give him a TFL to boot. Rios to the air. They're trying to set up a wide receiver screen. Nothing doing. Ball's incomplete. Intended target for Downey was Jesse Albedrez. They call him Chaka.
Yeah, Chaka was peeking. He had blockers in front of him. Bubble screen coming back to the inside. He had 3 linemen there for him. He was looking to go up the field. He catches it again. Couple of breaks for Red Mountain's defense by the defense and a drop ball.
Xavier Rivas has checked the tailback. He's flanked to the right of Oscar Rios. Possession play, 3rd and 14 from the 47-yard line. Here comes the blitz, and the pass is thrown behind the target Hainey, and Coach Enders brought the pressure that time, and the quarterback had to get rid of the football prematurely.
Yeah, he really did, because crossing route was there. He had a double crosser, and coming up underneath that time was Yadagi. And Yadagi comes up again and just, with the pressure, throws this ball behind him. Had to get rid of the football. If he lays it out there again in front, he goes up that left sideline. There is nobody. Everybody was coming to the inside on that play.
Good to see Rock Miller back on the field for Red Mountain. And this is going to be the player, Rios, and he sends one deep. And Jack Willis' club and the Downey Vikings do just what Red Mountain wanted to do. Kind of a little pooch punt by the quarterback. Both quarterbacks so similar in their games, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And they look very similar as well, too. We're there watching them warm up, and both about 6'1", 6'2", both about 180 pounds, slender. Both can run. They can both throw the ball very, very well. So we've got 1:35 left here in this first half to see maybe what kind of a minute offense that Coach Enders wants to go. Brian Daniels, see if he wants to maybe run this bad, but get a couple of screens or run plays to see what kind of yardage they can initially before they get into their 2-minute offense.
This drive will begin at the 8-yard line of Red Mountain. Lopez has 4 wide receivers to work with. They want to set up a screen, and that pass is incomplete. They were looking to get the ball in the hands of Talon Lamb, and that Lopez pass just too tall for Talon.
Boy, what a very dangerous play, but coming in unabated on that screen play, number 44, Damian Martinez, 5'11", 240, a true nose guard. He kind of lays this ball up. Even though the wind's at your back, you got to be very careful that if you're throwing a screen play and you're throwing it away, throw it away. Because he hung the ball up, that could have been very easily picked off for a very easy pick 6 by Downey.
That's one you want to throw the carpet. Just get rid of it immediately if you can make that play. 2nd and 10 from the 8. High snap for Lopez. Goes back to Wagner on a bubble screen. To the 10. 15-20, and he's upended there. What an outstanding tackle there by Downey's Aiden Gomez. You got to like the pitch and catch in that speed by Bode Wagner.
Yeah, pretty much up there coming from safety spot. Case and Presley to recognize that. Otherwise, you have Bode with that 10-9 speed going down the left sideline.
Gain of 10. King Robinson checks in ball game. Back to Lopez. Lopez rolls to the far side, and his pass is a book pass right into the midsection. Bode Wagner, and unfortunately, Bode couldn't squeeze that.
I think Bode was focused on trying to keep his feet in bounds, but you got to squeeze that one. That's an outstanding throw for Lopez to roll out, put that ball right on the money, between the 1 and the 1. We call that double aces right there.
Double aces.
You got to put that. You got to make that catch, especially you got a 2-minute offense, and especially with your offense struggling here in this second quarter. Those are catches as a senior that you've got to make.
Talon Lamb remains in the ball game. In motion to the far side is Paxton Forstad. Lopez out of the gun. Here comes pressure. It's a delayed handoff back to Talon Lamb. Lamb with an open to the 30, 35, and he's nudged the bounce right there by the Vikings. Jaden Thomas. Again, Talon Lamb on that delay, big yardage.
Yeah, the old Statue of Liberty coming back under siege. What this is rolling everybody out, and Jackson Griffin, the left tackle, he seals that defensive end on that side, pretty much puts him flat on the ground. And number 55, Ivan Jimenez, another big play off the same play we saw earlier.
Jackson Griffin has an offer from NAU, the U of A, Utah State, BYU, all interested in the big fella. 6'6", 250, Jackson Griffin. Lopez lead the pocket with speed down the field, and he'll just slide in safely, and now he's going to get the roughing passer call. That was a late hit, and it was Jordan Castaneda. He's going to get zapped for the 15-yard sportsmanlike penalty on that hit.
Well, he got away with one on the left tap. Said no harm, no foul. That one, you can't do that. As soon as quarterback slides and gives himself up, You just got to back off him. Here comes Castaneda right here, right there. There's no need to do that. Really no need to do that. Also coming across, he got a little love tap, number 24, the linebacker. Who also came in there, Aiden Gomez, the linebacker.
I think Castaneda got more of Gomez than he did.
I think he did.
So first to 10 after the penalty, yardage is tacked on from the 43-yard line of Downey. Lopez looks right, comes back to Bode Wagner, and that ball's incomplete. Boy, Simon didn't have a lot of time, but he did a nice job on a sell out the fake to the far side. They came back to Wagner, and he just dropped the football.
Well, two guys. You got Ruben Hernandez, the defensive end, number 3, Oscar Aguilar. Read this. There's too much traffic over there. I see the concept. You got to keep that ball down in front. So if Bode Aguilar catches that, they still might have got him on the line of scrimmage. I would like to see them try to loosen this defense up just a little bit. Maybe take a shot down the middle with this cover 2 safety group that they have, the 2 safeties, to try to get down, hopefully within field goal range with all of 47 seconds left here in this first half.
We've only seen one target for Andrew Smear was a catch, but he had 7 for 177, a 25-point-yard average. Maybe he's a guy that you went on and think of going to here, Dan. Flag on the play. It's been an interesting first half, Dan, but it's been a little topsy-turvy here, a little choppy in certain times.
It has, and shooting themselves in the foot again, delay a game you just can't have. Once that clock is set, that 40-second clock, 25-second clock is set. So they got to get up there and run their play. The officials saw that wind down.
It will now be 2nd and 15 for the Vikings' 48-yard line. Showing pressure with 4. Lopez to Bode Wagner, makes the catch on the ladder to Talon Lamb, and Talon Lamb is going to be forced out of bounds. The old hook and ladder, man.
Well, they needed half of it back. They'd second down at about 14. Now they have a manageable third down at about 5. Little hook and ladder, give it to them. Got out of bounds, stop the clock. Get yourself to a position here with about 42 seconds. Only 5 seconds off the clock on that play.
10, 3rd and 5 on the 38-yard line of Downey. On the near hash, working right to left. Red Mountain cut those black jerseys with the white pants. Good-looking uniform combination. Lopez to the air, throws a strike, make a catch, and then running out of bounds was King Robinson. Robinson would grab 6 foot 170. Another outstanding target. Great size for these receivers for the Mountain Lions.
Cover 2 that time, soft cover 2, so he saw the cornerbacks backing out of there, the 2 high safeties. And the cornerbacks are given a lot of cushion, so he recognizes, reads it to him, gives the ball, gets the first down, get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Needed 5, got 6. They'll put the ball down at the 32-yard line. A stop and play with 29.5 seconds to go to the intermission. We look forward to conversation with the director and the founder of the Honorable Mark Soto will be with us at the break. And of all of our halftime festivities back at the little family studio as well.
Interesting to see as we see the flag in the end zone. Looks like they're blowing due east now. Wind is picked up, gusting probably up to about 15, 20 miles an hour, I'd say. But if you're going to get within field goal range, if you're the field goal, you just maybe kick to the right upright and blow back in. But you can see they're getting fairly stiff as wind's starting to pick up out here at Red Mountain High School.
Key word, gusting.
Yes.
From the 3-2 on the near hash. Wagner in the slot to the left. Lopez looking for Bode. Has Bode. And that ball is caught for a Red Mountain touchdown. Simon Lopez to Bode Wagner. Give him 6.
Man-to-man coverage. You roll out. You get good pass protection. The blitz was on. A. Gomez was coming from his linebacker spot. You got the safety back there. On the coverage back there, Kingston Favalu. And you're not going to win that battle when you have Bode Miller, a guy that's running probably about a 4.40 and a 10.900 meters. Nice pass, wind at his back, laid that ball up, a really nice pass. Laid it in there, feathered it in, and a very secure catch by the senior wide receiver.
Nice job by Bode getting that football, and as Dan said, securing it for the 6 points with the Michael Singh extra point. It's good, 22.7 to the break. It's now 21-20. The Mountain Lions have the lead. And it was Simon Lopez to Bode Wagner for 30 yards. And Lopez another touchdown pass for him.
Yeah, and I think that they answered the call right there. I think it was a character builder. that I think that Brian McDaniel, the offensive coordinator, and your head coach Kyle Enders wanted to see out of the offense.
And you would ask for it, and take a shot.
You take a shot because they're coming, they're bringing the house. When you have a receiver like Bode Miller that runs like the wind, you got to take the shot because he's good at catching the ball. It's very good routes, and he recognizes that man coverage. Good thing about that last play is that Lopez threw the ball away from the safety and led Bode Miller into the end zone for a secure catch.
Kick is away, back deep. And on the return, Jaden Thomas on the return. Jacob Red Wing on the special team play.
17 seconds with the arm of Oscar Rios. Maybe take a shot or two down the field. Wide receiver, Damian Porres.
What kind of half would Bode Wagner be having had they allowed that kick return? Oh, my.
A lot of yardage, total offense for one guy.
Doherty-esque, if you will, Dan.
You know, when you think of the academies that made him offers, Army, Navy, and you got San Diego State. And I'm sure after a game like this, against a very good opponent, in reference to the Downey Vikings out of Southern California, athletes all over the place, you know, you'll see more offers as far as that's concerned. So they'll take the knee, and they'll go rehash with Red Mountain leading 21-20.
Very entertaining first half, and the Mountain Lions bringing the energy playing here at home in this honorable. The Downey Vikings making that 400-mile trek here to the Valley, playing well, and their quarterback, Oscar Rios, has been as advertised.
Well, more than anything, I think we're seeing a game where we talked about offensive weapons. You know, Red Mountain's up 20-20. There'll be a lot more scoring in the second half, and I was kind of facetiously saying maybe the first one to 45 wins. Well, we might see that, another 20 points per team. The one thing I think that really was an attention getter for Mountain was Kyle Enders, the head coach, calling a timeout, gathering the entire team midway through the second quarter and say, hey, look, be smart, get the crap, let's play hard football and not get into it. And I think you saw that team turn around mentally there halfway through the second quarter.
That was a mental reboot, no doubt about it, and I think you saw both teams kind of slow down. In fact, Dan, while we were talking, on the far side of the field, Downey actually held their own meeting as well, and their offense was out. The rest of the unit was talking things over. Perhaps we're going to see a better brand of football, at least more discipline here in the second half.
Well, I've seen some good football. I just think some sloppiness. Some guys got some mental irregularities, as we like to say, some extracurricular activity vocally. So I think now that they both kind of.
We welcome you back to halftime on the AIA Arizona Cardinals game week presented by Raising Cane's. Kevin Derrybear alongside Dan Bucci and Julia Lopez. It's a 21-20 score here at the break, and Red Mountain has the lead. I want to thank the director of the Honorable, Mr. Mark Soto. We really appreciate our conversation, our time spent with him here at the break. What a tremendous man, and the idea of what he's done here to build this honorable has been really quite remarkable. We also want to thank Red Mountain AD Jason Grantham for having us here at the game tonight. Red Mountain has hosted numerous games of the week in the past and also serves as one of the two sites for the track and field division championships here at the end of the season. So a special thank you to Mr. Grantham for the hospitality here. And we were treated to a very entertaining first half. And we talked about the quarterbacks and what they would do in Oscar Rios, the Purdue Boilermaker commit, and Simon Lopez. He was absolutely outstanding for Coach Enders' group as well.
Yeah, you got the score. Bogle gets up in the first touchdown of the game and gets things going for Red Mountain. They right down the field on a short field, by the way.
It's 25-yarder.
25-yarder right there. And then you talked about Oscar Rios, the young man, rolls out to his right side. This is absolutely great throw. He lays it up to the right end zone. Gets that ball down there, number one, who had a heck of a Damian Joshua Farley. Gets the thing, kind of ties it up at that point in time. And it's just kind of one of those games you just felt it was going to go back and forth. And then there's another touchdown right there going into the end zone by Red Mountain. And here comes Simon Lopez. He can roll it out to his right side, finds his receiver. There he is, a big fella. Gets hit, gets tattooed, lays this football up there. Bode Miller coming to catch the ball. Big play to set this else up. And then they come a little wildcat with Bode Miller. Just going to go out to the left side. Some nice blocking by the left side of that offensive line. And Here's a 900-meter sprinter. Gets off to that left side and finds a cut. You're not going to catch this young man as he's bound and determined to go into. And then again, little man-to-man coverage, go right down the middle of the field and making that catch. Number 13 is Yargway. So he catches it, takes the football away. Not real good coverage by Red Mountain on that one, and goes right in there. And you come back again, and here's your quarterback in Rios going off to the left side. Throws this one another outstanding catch. This one going up to his high point before that point, making a nice catch by Damian Porres. Those are some of the big plays. And then again, coming back. Here you go. You got Simon Lopez goes off to the right side, finds his wide receiver in the end zone, man-to-man coverage at the very end of the first half. Bode Miller making the nice catch to give 21-20 lead to Red Mountain.
Outstanding first half by that combination of Simon Lopez and Wags, as we like to call him. Let's send it down to the field with Julia Lopez. Julia, take it away.
Hey guys, let's talk to Jack Williams, the coach for Downey. He said defensively, Red Mountain has kept them on their toes, caught them off guard a little bit, and offensively, the Vikings really want to pay attention to the run game. They want to use the ground game a lot more, so we're going to see if the Vikings turn to that coming into the second half. Back to you.
Thank you, Julia. Julia with us, her first game here.
Welcome to the broadcast, Julia.
All right, we ready to commence half number 2. Dan, what do you expect? What do you look for in half number 2?
Well, I got to think that Brian McDaniel, the offensive coordinator for Red Mountain, wants to get back to how he ended the game or ended the second half of the second quarter. They got the troops together, just kind of bring that same kind of intensity,
They're not used to this.
physicality to the line of scrimmage and try to build on this 1-point lead against the Downey Vikings.
They pooch it to Kai Jackson. Jackson on the return secures the football for Red Mountain.
Get ready to enjoy game one of football and soak in the patriotic pageantry that surrounds this stadium. And remember that the Honor Bowl is more than just a football game.
I'm going to say about 10
The
to 15 miles
officiating
an hour
crew for
blowing
tonight's
due
first
east.
game will be
So that
referee Steve
football
Castillo,
going east, going right now
headlinesman
going
Michael
south.
Connor, and
If you're
line
Red
judge
Out,
Damon
take the ball
Lester.
to the left. So I think that as a quarterback, got to be very
This will be
aware
a fun
of the
one.
elements
Mesa, Arizona
as
flag
far as where you're
football,
going to
bragging
football
rights, the
if you're
Battle
going
of
to go.
Brown Road. Here we go. The
All
first.
right, Simon Lopez with a perfect 10 from his own 40-yard line. And Silo free. The 6'2", 108-pound senior quarterback is going to hand off on a jet sweep to Bode Wagner. And Bode Wagner received to the corner, turns the corner, takes it out to 50. It'll be a 10-yard gain for Bode Wagner, much like the first half.
All right, Mount Lion fans, get on your feet now, taking the field, led by head coach Julian Madison.
I wanted to be able to, when they left, I saw what was happening while they were running from that. I saw a lot of their friends leave and not come home. I saw a lot of friends leave and come back changed, either by an IED or being shot or...
At midfield. That's for Simon Lopez. Puts the ball in the hands of Jackson Bogle. That ball's loose. That ball's out. The running back never secured the football. And coming up with the rock for the Vikings, that is Aiden Gomez. I lost my power.
Yeah, Aiden Gomez, he's one that's pretty much there. He's the one that is there.
How many been in them? How many? Raise them up.
Raise them up. So when you look at that from Aiden Gomez getting that and working it all together, that was one of the things that you have for this camp. So a big turnover here early on in this first half. You got to just secure that ball and go from there. No, you're fine. We can hear you. You're fine.
So the first turnover of half number 2 belongs to the Vikings. 21-20 our score. And now we go back to Oscar Rios. And Rios will hand it off. And Blanco carries it to the 50, and he can't get there. He gets shoved backwards. Great defense at the point of contact by the Mount Lions.
Yeah, it really is coming up there. Number 56 comes up into it and makes all that happen. So that all comes up into it as we take a look. That offensive line, to get that kind of a turnover early on, this is where you have a team that has to come down the pipe, has to make things happen in order to try to get back in the game. The loss of one making it now a second down and 11.
Second and 11 from the 49-yard line. Rios sends the tailback in motion. That's Chaka Aberdez. Another run play. Right side again, and waiting for it are the Mountain Lions.
Well, then again, Cal Enders, who believes in that defense. You talked about that defense early on. You know, kind of bowing their neck and making sure that they're right there and trying to put them into a very precarious situation. So I think those are some of the things that they're looking for from that standpoint.
So no gain on back-to-back plays. In fact, on the second down play was a loss. So the ball is resting on the 49-yard line on the near hash of the Downey Vikings.
Very key possession for Downey here, opening here this third quarter after a turnover.
Two receivers right, two to left. And that is a knee-high snap, and that is going to result in a procedure penalty assessed to the Downey Vikings. And perhaps the crowd here, in a very well-attended game, can make some noise here and affect the offensive rhythm here of Downey Vikings.
You know, it's interesting because you come out, you warm up, and even though the offense was not going to get the ball, you know, they're probably on the sideline thinking, well, they're going to watch this drive. They get a turnover. It almost caught them off guard as to, okay, look, you know, we got to go up there on the field. It's like they were, you know, just not prepared to come out off that turnover.
3rd and 16, Porras to the top of your screen. Snap is back. This is going to be a design run for Rios. Rios in space. Still on his feet, and he's going to lunge towards the line to gain. He's going to be about a half a yard short, but that's a nifty run there by Rios, running in the middle of the field, shifting, bobbing, weaving.
Yeah, nice tackle that time by Logan Hainey. He comes up to make that. They're going to quick count with a 4th down and 1 here.
Logan Hainey is in beast mode in that secondary all night long. 6 tackles for him on the night. 41 for the 41-yard line. They're at least going to show they're going to go for it. Rio to the air. His pass is caught for the 1st down. Making a leaping catch was Joshua Fairley. And the senior grabs that one and extends this drive, moving the chains.
Well, good timing, good pass. Jacob Redwing is right there to hit him as he comes up, and coming up with another big catch. Desmond Joshua Fairley. Huge 4th down conversion by the Downey Vikings.
Nice stick there by Redwing. Pass goes outside to Porras. Makes the catch, hits a block down the sideline. Porras, he's got the 1st down, and he will be tackled out of bounds on the far sideline. Great hustle there by Hainey once again. Boy, Hainey is literally going sideline to sideline.
Yeah, nice little smoke screen that time. Looks like if this ball's behind the line of scrimmage, the receivers can come down and block, but he was front, so it looks like they're going to call a penalty. Caleb Uruguay, the receivers had a pretty good game. They're going to call holding as he comes down. You got to make sure on this smoke screen, the ball's got to be behind the line of scrimmage. But that time, looks like Uruguay just got out in front, got hands. Nice clean block. The reason why is he got the big gain is that holding call.
So a tough break against the Downey Vikings. They went 8-3 a year ago. Won a playoff game, and that was it. They're 4-0 here. And they were 5-1 last year. Swinging it out in the flat and picking up the 1st down is Downey's Xavier Rivas. X with a big play. All kinds of penalty markers thrown all over the field, Dan. So let's see if it holds up.
Yeah, you got 5 deep that time, and I think what they're doing a good job. Offensive coordinator Justin Alegria, it gets this out there. Looks like this is going to come back on Downey. Maybe the only thing I can think of was might have been illegal lineman down the field. Take a call is here.
Interesting. But that looked like the way he did that motion was a roughing.
Yeah, it was. And I think what happened is the play went down the field. Looks like one of the linemen got a little overzealous and might have had a late block. Again, a play that's gone down the field. There's no need for somebody to go down the field and tattoo somebody when the play's gone on them.
So Rivas has a 21-yard gain erased on a penalty. So it's 1st and 23 from the Mountain Lions' 44-yard line. This is a run play. It's Rios. And Rios gets to the line of scrimmage and then leans forward. And he'll pick up a couple of yards, and that's it. Good shoot to the football by the Mountain Lion fence.
Yeah, Josh Lee in there right now. One of the few that goes both ways. Just a quarterback draw. Nobody to fake it. Didn't fake anybody out, but Lee is just right there. Recognize that. closes the gap for a short gain.
For Red Mountain, they'll show a 3-high safety look a lot of times, and then they'll move and pivot from there. Second 20 after the 2-yard gain. Rios wants to throw, leaves the pocket. He's going to take off. He's at the 40, 35, and just comes out of bounds. Takes a little nudge, and that nudge was provided by Cole Edmonds.
This is an interesting play here because Jameson Wade, the middle linebacker, the Mike backer, he just kind of comes up and just kind of secures the middle, and he's going to look to prevent Oscar Rios from getting outside. He gets caught up as he comes up inside, and Rios bounces out with his escapability, his speed to get out of bounds. For now, a very manageable 3rd down and 8 for this Downey Vikings team.
Another possession play here for the Downey Vikings. 3rd and 9 for the Red Mountain 31-yard line. Long count for Rios. Back to throw. Steps for the pocket. And he's going to be wrapped up and thrown down at the 30-yard line. Great defensive play by Hainey. How about the Hainey brothers getting it done tonight in that secondary for Coach Ender's defense?
Well, what you have is your linebackers, your safeties are very leery of Rios looking to take off these quarterback draws. And looks like Isaac Hainey's going to come out of the field. Looks like he got shaken up. But again, he's right there knowing that, hey, look, this guy's got any particular time, he'll take off. So good job, good recognition by the safeties and the linebackers to come up, prevent the quarterback from getting a big gain.
A shout out to Chayton Jennings, one of the members of that secondary for Coach Ender's group. He's out injured at surgery this week. It was a successful surgery, so we're praying for Chayton Jennings. 4th down and 9. Big play here. Rios back to throw. Here comes the pressure. He can evade the pressure. He gets sacked on the play. Rios gets on down. And coming away with big hit on the quarterback is Josh Lee.
Josh Lee just rushing 3. They drop 8. You have middle linebacker that time. Jameson Wade just kind of sit there. You drop back 8 guys. It's tough to find the holes, but the pressure with 3 of defensive linemen to thwart a 4th down attempt. And Josh Lee's got to go back out there. He's a center. Looks like
he just stayed.
He's like, you want to come off and celebrate. And coach is like, you're on offense. He's pointing back out to the field.
Heck of a play by Josh Lee. His first sack of the year. That's the 5th sack of the season for Red Mountain. They get the football back. 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Lopez works out of the pistol. Takes a step, fakes it. Rolls out. Ball complete. It's Andrew Schmier. And Schmier works up far sideline. Second time that Schmier was targeted. And he brought down by number 2. That is Cason Presley.
Good tackle that time. Nice little release route. Little play fake left, roll out to the right. Give it to your run back as he comes out that time. To Schmier. Good tackle by the defense.
7 for Schmier. A little delay handoff and running with the football. That was Kai Jackson. Not much there. As the white shirts just swarmed the line of scrimmage there and attacked the ball carrier and brought him down for no gain.
Yeah, again, discipline that time, and coming up to make that tackle. Talk about Gomez, very, very active. This 3-4 front, they're doing a lot of stunts, a lot of not so much blitzing, but stunts by the linebackers. So 3rd down and 4, expect stunts from the outside by the linebacker, especially number 8 coming in there, Jordan Castaneda.
Gomez, the leading tackler on this football team. 47 tackles coming in play tonight. 5 TFLs. 7 seconds on the play clock. Lopez has 3 wide receivers to work with. Long count again. High snap. Lopez over the middle. That ball's hot once again. It's Schmier. And Schmier makes the reception, secures the football, and then turns field and gets the 1st down.
Yeah, Schmier's just in a slot. He just goes down a little 4-yard, 5-yard hook. The blitz is on. Lopez gets the ball, just gives it to right now, right over the middle. That's a vulnerable spot with this defense against Downey.
1st and 10 from the Downey 45-yard line. Empty set for Simon Lopez. Looking to go deep. He's got a receiver there. That ball's caught in stride. It's Andrew Schmier, and he's in the box. Give him 6. 45-yard strike. Simon Lopez. 2 wide out. Once again, back-to-back plays. Andrew Schmier.
Well, then again, just the man-to-man coverage. Schmier goes right by number 1. Desmond Joshua Fairley, who goes both ways. This Downey team doesn't have a lot of guys that go both ways. There's the man-to-man coverage. He goes right by him. And I got to imagine when the guy's that wide open that Fairley's probably looking for some help.
Yeah, in the back.
Then he goes right after him. But good job of recognizing the man-to-man coverage. The blitz was on. The stunt was on by the linebackers, as I mentioned. Good job by Lopez to recognize that and throw a nice little touch pass out there to Schmier.
Snap back, good hold. The point after try by Michael Singh is true. 5:19 to go. Our score, Red Mountain 28, the Downey Vikings 20. This is the AIA on the Arizona Cardinals Game Week, presented by Raising Cane's on Arizona's Family. Inside the broadcast booth, Kevin Derryberry alongside Dan Machi and Julia Lopez. 28-20 our score. With Simon Lopez going deep, Andrew Schmier. Schmier grabbed his 4th touchdown reception of the season, Dan.
Well, that's a good combination. You get Bode, Wagner, you get Schmier, you get this team, you get this passing game unloaded, and that's what you want. So you get somebody else. Now, you get this Downey Vikings team's got to worry about a couple other receivers as well, too, going down middle and starting to get a little lathered up. So that was the kind of the motion offense I think Coach Enders wanted to see coming out here in the third quarter.
Damani Porras is in the slot to the left. He's going for Porras here. Just a straight 9-route. Porras loses its footing. He falls down, and the penalty mark comes in. This is going to be another tough one, an interesting call, but Porras remains down. Dan, initial look, I don't think there was a lot of contact there.
I think this is, it looked like a slip, might have been incidental contact, and I think that's one thing the officials need to look at is if it was incidental contact or the defensive back. Yeah, exactly. That's why they're going to pick the flag up because the receiver, the defensive back, also has the right to the football if he's looking for the ball. Here we see it to the side of the screen as he's going. He just slipped and fell, so there was no contact whatsoever. The only one closest then was Hainey. He just slipped on the turf and fell. Looked like the turf monster might have got a hold of him right there.
Turf monster in effect there. So Porras, slow to get up, is going to be okay. In fact, he's going to have to sit out one play, I believe. Now they're asking him to come out. So we'll wait Porras for a play. So the Mountain Line defense might have to be accountable for Damani Porras here, and that's a good thing.
Well, good coverage that time by Red Mountain. Just make sure that they don't give up those home run shots. And the wind has pretty much virtually died out of Red Mountain High School.
Thank you very much.
It's pretty much done. Like this slight, maybe 3-mile-an-hour breeze. Not to worry about, but the quarterbacks still have to be very aware of the elements.
Rivas gets the carrier straight ahead, and he's going to get thrown forward for a really nice gain. Give him a gain 8.
Well, you don't want to see that either. If you're Kyle Enders, you want to see your defense giving up chunk plays with this offense. Because when you see this offense, as far as rushing a per game basis, they're averaging right around about 6.5 yards per carry. Per game, just over 200 yards. So he doesn't want to see this offensive line get lathered up.
3rd and 2. Snap is back. They go to Rivas, and he's bounced it outside, and he's going to run right into trouble. All kinds of trouble on that right side. Rock Miller and friends were there to greet the ball carrier, and that TFL on a 3rd and 2.
Boy, were they ever. Also over there, number 56 does a good job of being over there right at the initial point of contact. Took way too long for this play to develop. Any kind of a bout-out play or long developing play is going to really cost you. If it's 3rd and short or 3rd and long, you got to go north and south. You can't go lateral because of what we just saw, the pursuit of this Red Mountain defense.
That's when the back thinks he's got the speed to get to the edge and doesn't quite have it there. But that was excellent pursuit to the football as that entire right side of the line just shot the gap and denied any kind of outside ability. 4th and 4, and that's a low punt, and trying to make something of a bad snap is Oscar Rios. He's going to fight for the first down. It's all but the spot. He got to 30, and they might need to measure here unless the official says it's a first down.
Well, that's a mental mistake right there, special teams. Number one, the outside guys, you got to make sure that the punter does not take off. Oscar Rios, outstanding athlete. We talked about this young man. Everything gets caught inside. Out there responsibilities, number 25 is Zach Whitney. Zach Whitney's got to make sure that the punter gets the punt off, and you rush to the outside, because if they are going to fake, that punter's got to run inside, not outside, like we saw right there with Oscar Rios in the first half.
So it's a 1st and 10 for the Downey Vikings at the 30-yard line. Rivas remains in. They want to set up a middle screen. And now Quarterback's just going to throw it out a bounce. Nice there by Oscar Rios, the Purdue Boilermaker commit. To another play here.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to set up to Dr. Albadrez, and they looked outside, looked inside. Good job, good recognition by this defense. Looked like they were going to fake the outside screen, come back up underneath to his tight end. It was all blown up, and as a wise quarterback, you look at this junior right here, Oscar Rios, 30 offers as they committed to Purdue. Wisely throws that football away, live for another down.
30 offers, that's impressive. You only need one fit, right, Dan? But that's just nice to say.
I think that in a couple of years they probably use somebody after the shellacking by Notre Dame last week.
Could very well be.
I think Notre Dame just scored again. Was it 66 to like 8 or something like that? I haven't seen Purdue look that bad, I don't think, ever in any particular time. I can go way back to some of the old quarterback ways. Go back to Drew Brees days. They didn't have that kind of team.
I thought you were going to go further back than that. All right, here is Oscar Rios, directed traffic, and Rios completes the pass on the far sideline. For a modest gain, he completes that pass to Jesse Albadrez, a.k.a. Chaka, the wide receiver. So the senior picks up catch, and, well, let's see if they even credit him with the catch. Maybe.
Does a good job rolling off to his left. Guess we're going to call that complete.
Incomplete pass.
And one of the things Coach Enders and I talked about is the rotation of guys. You just saw number 75, Weston Hancock, come back in the game. Jackson Griffin come back in the game. He said they're going to rotate their guys since they go both ways and give them a spell. So you saw them take about 3 or 4 minutes. They are now back in the game on defense.
And they're bringing pressure with 3. Deep shot down the far sideline. That ball's incomplete. And you got to like the idea here. And Dan pointed it out in that first half. The Mountain Lions are bringing pressure with 3. It's effective pressure, Dan.
Yeah, Logan Hainey in coverage. Looked like receivers might have been a mix-up where the receivers are. Rios gets the pressure, comes from his right side. There's really nobody there. He's thrown in coverage. Ooh. Looked like he's trying to throw the football down to Gap Chapman, who goes both ways as a sophomore. Very fortunate that Logan Hainey doesn't intercept that football.
Logan Hainey with a gallant effort to try to pick that ball off. Another possession play here, 3rd and 15 from the 25-yard line. And they go back on the underhand pitch to Xavier Rivas. And Rivas down the far sideline is going to be close to the first down, but he's going to be shy, and about 2 yards shy.
Well, now we're starting to see defensive linemen rotating in and out from the Red Mountain sideline. And again, interesting, this is a 4th long and 2. I might even say a 4th and 3. Again, if you get stopped on this side of the field, I'm not a fan of 4th and 3 on your side of the field going for it to give that short field to Red Mountain. Another situation where it's wise to call this timeout. Because if you're going to go for it, you better make sure, number one, guys are lined up properly, which they weren't. So Coach Mitchell basically says, hey, Coach Williams, I'm sorry, says let's call a timeout, get lined up properly.
With 2:47 to go and an 8-point ball game in the 3rd quarter, perhaps Coach Williams and his staff are starting to think it's getting late early, and they're thinking about the idea of going forward here. Going back to that last play, what a defensive stop by Cole Edmonds, flying to the football, leaping over a blocker to make the tackle and to keep him short, make it 4th and 2. That's a big play by Edmonds.
You know, and Kevin, we saw this Red Mountain team last year. They were really a second-half team most of the year. In the one game where I saw the defense and offense come together was the second half against Brophy in the playoffs, yes, by 21, and they went into I would call the Wildcat formation. Isaiah Savoy, who is now at Western New Mexico University, which is an outstanding running back.
Yes, he
came
was.
in a Wildcat. They did a combination of Simon Lopez, a quarterback, going back and forth. But the adjustments that they made against that Brophy offense was phenomenal. Took them into overtime, and then Savoy and company go down and score and hold Brophy and win that game and go on to the state championship.
It was an impressive run. Took on Saguaro in the final at Mountain America Stadium. 4th and 2 from the 38-yard line. Porras in motion. Snap back to Rios. Rios down the field. It's caught by Hockey, and he's going to be grabbed from behind. A tremendous tackle by Tyreek Cornett. If Cornett doesn't grab onto him and hold on for dear life, perhaps Honege's in the box.
The blitz was on. Great read. Gives it to him right now. Haneke catches that ball, and you're right. Cornett's right there to get the shoestring tackle. He might have taken that one all the way to the house.
Impressive tackle there by Cornett. Nonetheless, it's a First and 10 for the Downey Vikings on the mountain line, 47-yard line. Out of the pistol to the air. And that ball was nearly intercepted, but it was caught. And then breaking free on the far sideline is the receiver. That was Alvarez once again making the catch. And, boy, was a near interception by Red Al.
Tyreek Cornett runs by the pass. I mean, he's literally there. He's going to go up to his just to the left. Here comes Cornett. Comes up from his cornerback spot. Just a hair late. Looked like if you just his hand out there to tip it away. Looks like he was thinking about maybe intercepting that bad boy, but at that point, just get your hand out there and knock that ball down.
Cornett go for his second pick as the team outlines at 5. 10 for the 33-yard line. Again, it's Rios. Drops it off in the flat to his tailback, and there's nothing doing at all. Nice job there by the Mountain Light defense. Understanding where they were on the field, this kind of forced them out of bounds.
Yeah, good job recognition, getting to the outside there and making that pursuit defensive lineman coming across. Little body slam, just kind of finished tackle there at the very end by number 56. And again, you can see the 75, 54, and 58. The combination of coaches really starting to rotate those defensive linemen in to keep them fresh, keep that pressure on with just 3-4 guys rushing on Oscar Ruiz.
Second and 11 for the Mountain Line, 34-yard line. Ball's on the far hash mark. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Oscar Rios. Rios wants to throw. Deep ball, far sideline, has a receiver there, and that ball is caught for a Downey Viking touchdown.
Oscar Rios beat Jaden Thomas, touchdown.
On the receiving end, it was Jaden Thomas. A 34-yard pass play that's good for 6 points for the Vikings, and a penalty mark comes in, perhaps on the celebration.
Yeah, but another outstanding throw by Rios. This ball is up, gives a good top, goes down the ball, and Jaden Thomas makes his catch. What I like about Rios is he leads the receivers deep, and he gives enough top for them to run underneath the football.
Yep.
And that's what I like. A lot of guys will throw it too flat, and they really don't ever give your receiver an opportunity to catch the ball, but this wind now dying, Rios lays this ball up there, allows him to go get it, and Jaden Thomas just runs right by the corner. Watch this. He looks to his right, looks off the right side, gets plenty of time, lays this ball up there, and allows Thomas to go get the ball. Look, it leads him right into the end zone. And on coverage over there on that right side goes right by him again. Is Isaiah Hainey on the burn.
Tough break there for Hainey defensively, but as Dan eloquently shared with you and described for you, the defense back got burned on the particular play. Point after try is no good, but you got to credit the quarterback, Oscar Rios, and as you pointed out, just the flight of that ball, they allowed the receiver to run underneath it, was just brilliant. His third touchdown pass in this football game.
Yeah, that's the one thing, if you got guys that can run, I always teach guys with my quarterback school is basically get the ball up, give him a chance. And he does a great job. So he's gotten some very good coaching over there in California as far as giving his receivers opportunity. But, Kevin, they've got guys that can run all over the place. You know, we talk about Thomas. You talk about Joshua Farley. I mean, look at this right. You know, he throws this ball out there about 45, about dang near 50 yards, just leads him into the end zone. And the key is if he leads him too much, that's okay. Live for another down. The quarterback can't come back. But that's where you saw the penalty, right? The little spin move there by the receiver. And he got an earful from one head coach, Jack Williams, about excessive celebration in the end zone.
For Jake Thomas, second time he was targeted tonight. Might be his second catch, his first touchdown reception of the year for Jaden Thomas. It's 28-26, under a minute to go in this third quarter. Danny Jacopucio puts this one to play, and back deep they go to Bode Wagner, and Bode gets hit at the 22-yard line, and he's taken down.
You know, Kevin, here's the thing. It's 28-26. If not for 2 botched extra points, it's tied up, 28 all. So we typically want to mark the tape and say, okay, you missed that one, you missed this one. And those are opportunities when you're looking at special teams and extra points. Simple as that is, this game should be tied up now. This team's down by 2. You know, they need to get in field goal range to try to either take the lead, which I doubt they attempt any fields whatsoever, that being Downey.
You wouldn't anticipate that after what we've seen here with their special teams.
Not whatsoever.
Yes. 54.4 to go. Simon Lopez back on the field. He's had a tremendous night. Another multi-touchdown game for Simon Lopez. And now you can see some movement at the line of scrimmage. Vikings were pointing towards the left side of the line for Red Mountain. We'll see over there with 58, you saw Nice was moving around perhaps.
Well, here you are, the fourth game of the year. Some of these penalties will be cleaned up by now, because next week you got Wentzville, then Highland, then AIA, Queen Creek. And I think that Coach Anders really wants to get a lot of these cleaned up when you get into your fourth game of the year.
Yeah, they get Williamsville next week. First and 15 from the 18. Lopez is going to run the football. Tries to get outside, can't do it. Great pursuit again to the rock. Aiden Gomez there to take a one-on-one route towards Simon Lopez, and he gets the slow tackle.
Well, the key is you got 8 men in the box, and they're just outmanned. They can't block. And then coming to make that tackle, he's been all over the place, Aiden Gomez, as you mentioned. But now they got 8 men in the box. So if I'm Brian McDaniels, I'm the offense coordinator, I'm going to pretty much look at it and say, hey, look, I'm going to just kind of play fake, maybe get over the top.
Lopez on a quarterback draw is going to work his way down the near boundary, and we'll see where they put the football down. And it looks like he's got enough to move the chains, Dan. So nifty run, great play call there by B-Mac.
Yeah, nice little fake here. He looks off the right side, gets a really couple of nice blocks, gets a really key block from his running back that time, Jackson Bode, to help send him get to the outside. But again, when you start to bring the linebackers, if you get a running back or quarterback on the outside, you're vulnerable to pick up a lot of these big gains.
Vogel remains in. He gets the call here on 3rd down and 3, trying to fight his way towards the first marker, and he's going to be shoved backwards. And this is going to be another interesting call here for Coach Anders and his offense. But in this situation here, final play of the third quarter, you're going to have to punt this ball away.
You got to punt it away. Again, number 24, Gaten Gomez right there, make that hole in there. But the smart play here would be punt the football away.
We have played 3 quarters of football tonight's Honor Bowl. Our score, Red Mountain 28, the Vikings from Downey 26. This is the AIA and the Arizona Cardinals Game of the Week, presented by Raising Cane's. Tonight's game is brought to you by Banner Health, the exclusive sports medicine provider of the AIA, and Nick's Menswear. Suit up, look sharp. Let's send it down to Julia Lopez. Take it away, Julia.
Hey guys, Red Mountain head coach Kyle Enders told me they haven't faced adversity all season because they've dominated the first 3 teams that they've faced so far this year. So we're going to see if they can close this one out with just a 2-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you, Julia.
Well, as we mentioned, Calendars, this is a great test for them.
Yes.
I mean, you're blowing teams out all over the place. You're averaging 50 points per game. And we've been up 7 points per game. As I mentioned earlier, they've won 42-10, 53-6, and 54-7. Now you get that true litmus test, right? You got a team from Southern California coming up, ranked 35th in the state of California. Yeah, truly that litmus test. So, you're getting a team that's not going to go away. And here you are, you're up 28-26. If not for a couple of botched extra points, it's all tied up.
And we should congratulate a few coaches and Jason Grantham, the administration here at Red Mountain, Jimmy Jones, Ron Wisniewski, Mike Pearson, Coach Enders. For Red Mountain, they picked up program win number 250 and 53-6 win over Valley Vista on the road. So congratulations to the Mountain Lions. 250 career wins, now 251 heading into tonight. 4th and 2 play, and Coach Enders is going to roll the dice, and Brian McDaniel called a run play, and they run over the right guard tackle. Jackson Bogle picks up the first down.
Yeah, very dangerous, high risk, high reward, right? You're backed up your own 38-yard line. Bogle gets a couple nice blocks by the right side of that offensive line, gets a key block for a huge first down to keep that football, keep the clock running, and hold on to it, not turn it over to that very high explosive the Downey Vikings offense.
We saw him run Wildcat with Bode Wagner, and he took it in the end zone for 6. And there was Jackson Bogle back in that Wildcat formation, and they moved the sticks. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line, working left to right. On the Mountain Lions, and now we're going to get a timeout taken. And if you're looking for some rhythm, you've come to the wrong place.
Well, let me tell you what happened. They were getting to take the play call, and in the meantime, the play clock is running down. So they get to about 10 seconds. They're just now breaking the huddle. So Coach Enders calls a timeout, says, all right, hold on, guys. Let's just everybody relax. We got the first down. Let's don't try to hurry up and get guys out of position and get a cheap penalty. So in a very wise use of the timeouts, seeing it come down, and here we are at the start of the fourth quarter. You don't want any discombobulation happening and turning the football over to Downey.
As you pointed out earlier, Coach Enders took that timeout midway through the second quarter and said, all right, we're going to put a halt to all this nonsense. And since that point, we've seen a much better game play by both teams.
I think we call that an attention getter, to kind of rally the troops and say, look, everybody needs to, settle down, keep your poise, understand we've got a very tough team, and it's not going to be as easy as the last 3 games. So at that point, you're right, Kevin. We've seen a pretty much of a mental change in play of this Red Mountain Lions team.
I want to hear about a coaching shakeup that you endured at one point in your career. And here's Bode Wagner back in the wild. He's in space to the 50. Goodbye. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5 touchdown penalty marker in the backfield. This will be coming back. Bode Wagner, another touchdown. And let's see if it holds up.
Yeah, this might be holding. Damian Martinez was defensive end that was getting up slow, and he was like, look at the official, pointing to him, but this is going to be hold on number 44, Damian Martinez. And, we hear a lot of fans boo all night long, but these calls are legitimate calls, folks. They don't have the advantage that we have of replay, but again, a great play. And the one thing, there's right there, you can see it right there. Early, number 54,
Jackson.
Coming off the time, that is Jackson Griffin. And it's clear you cannot have your hands extend like that. You can kick him out, then disengage, especially when a lineman turns his back to you, you have to disengage. So, good call by the official.
And that's going to negate a 64-yard house call by Bode Wagner.
I wonder how many,
at least 2 tonight.
How many, is this a word, negations, Bode Wagner's had on some of his plays? The kickoff return, that play right there. Think about that. Get the net available. So
over 165 yards negated due to the penalties.
And again, that's just, you got to keep the hands in, number one, and you can't extend your arms out and have a hold of the guy, pushing him, kicking him to the outside.
It's the timing that you refer to, and the selection of that timing. All right, Simon Lopez strung out, and you got 3 taken down 3. Oscar Aguilar once again with a tremendous defense play.
Well, this defense is really bowing its head right now for Downey. Just string the play out. Again, coming outside, they force. Aguilar comes up. He's just right there. Look at the pursuit. You got 4 jerseys around Lopez that time going out to the left side. So now it's second down, as you mentioned, an Uber ride to pick up a first down. It's a long ways to go. Lonning ways.
I like country mile in this case. Second down and 22. From a 24-yard line. In motion, it's Andrew Schmier. Full wide receiver package for Simon Lopez. And he takes a shot down the seam. He got Bode Wagner as he lifts up and grabs that football. What a play by Bode Wagner. And that delivery of the football was right on the money.
And that is absolute money. Bode Wagner just goes right down the seam. You rush in 4, you drop 7. Lopez goes us right down the middle, looks to his left. He holds the other safety off. And he comes right down the middle. There's the coverage, the backside coverage looking to come over there is the senior, Desmond Josh Fair, gets caught up. The other safety gets caught on the look-off. So good job, Lopez, to look at the left safety off, come right back down the seam to Bode Wagner.
That was awesome quarterback play by Simon Lopez. He completes it to Bode Wagner for 35 yards and another first down. They go back to Bode, and he's free again, and Bode into that secondary. Ball comes out late, and the Vikings think they have it, and the line judge says that they do. And another penalty flag comes in. Multiple flags come in at the end of the play, but Bode Wagner running wildcat, and he got free on the right side and then coughed it up.
Boy, I've never seen so many big plays either come back on penalties or in reference to a fumble. It looks like this will be a personal foul on Downey. Looked like run off the field that time. Kingston Basavalu, the free safety, might have said something, chirped at something at one of the players. The official's right there. and he threw it as soon as he ran by. So they'll get the ball. Downey gets his football, but it'll be first down after the penalty. So we'll see this. We'll come out here. We get the camera right here. Comes out. Couple of nice kick-out blocks right there. Coming in the hole in the ball. Look how loose it's right there. Stripping the ball away is number one. Desmond Joshua Fair. You got to secure that ball. And coming up with number 24 does a good job of coming up with it. But number 15 has a couple of choice words. Looked like some of the run out mountain lions. The officials right there to toss the flag.
That was not the vernacular that Steve Castillo was looking for.
It was not. Somebody said something about something.
You know, that is the case. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Oh, that's a tough play for Bode. Great play, though, there by Joshua Farley. All right, this is Oscar Rios. Deep ball again. Has a receiver there, and Rios missed him by about 8 yards because Desmond Joshua Farley was all by his lonesome, and he would have just coasted into the end zone.
Well, Tyreek Cornett obviously thought this was zone coverage because number one goes right by. And there's nobody there. There's nobody there. How he missed. Now, the wind is maybe lit behind his back, maybe just misgauged the wind that time. But he had him come back and catch that football. That time, Cornett, he's looking over safety on that side. I want to say Hainey's the safety and says they're looking, pointing at each other. So a very fortunate misfire by Downey that time.
Well, that's an indication of the numbers we saw. 68 to 121, 56% completion percentage. So he's missing guys along the way. Rios again over middle. That ball's caught for first down yardage. Making the catch for the Vikings is Jaden Thomas. His second grab had a touchdown earlier. And that's a third down catch. They're going to move sticks.
Well, Jaden Thomas is lined in slot. So it's like a rollout. And then Thomas just kind of breaks off to the inside, thinking he's going to the outside. It's a great misdirection play that time. Well set up scheme. He's like he's going to go down the block. He cuts back into the inside. They're thinking that he's going to roll out to the right side that time. Rios, he throws the ball back inside for a huge gain.
Outstanding tackle by Isaac Hainey. Here goes Rios again. He does that pirouette, moves to the far side, throws on the run, and we're just waiting for a call to an incomplete pass. But the Mountain Lions brought pressure on that play.
Again, here you go with about 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes left in this game. 2nd down and 10. So if you're Red Mountains defense, you got to make sure that this quarterback doesn't get to the outside because Rios is so adept with his legs, his escapability. I would probably see them have them somewhat rush to the slow rush with Jamison Wade like they have as a Mike linebacker and try to prevent him from getting that being Rios the outside.
They were getting to the quarterback by just rushing 3 and then stunting other guys from there. So see how they make changes here. Rios again, another deep ball, far sideline again, and trying to leap up and make the catch was Desmond Joshua Fairley, and this time he just misjudged the timing.
He really did. That ball was there, and that was a very catchable football. You know, you got Fairley's going back, as we'll see this again from the backside. See the coverage out there. Lays this ball up there again. Very good top. Little pressure on him. You know, he comes back to the ball, tries a high pointer right there. Just misjudges it. Looked like it, again, the wind might have caught that, taking it more to the outside than Joshua Fairley was expecting.
Good work up front on the pass by Zavala and Molina with pause. 3rd down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Rios to throw. He completes the pass over the middle, and that ball is caught by Hockey. And once again, Hockey is moved to sticks with that grab.
It's just too easy. The little rollout right, and you have your receiver come in slot. Hockey that time just comes down for a 12-yard hook to get a very easy first down.
Gain of 16. That's a chain-moving catch. All right, we go back to Rios. He's going to just flip out to the receiver in this case. Making that catch was Jesse Albatrez, and he was getting pinball around.
Yeah, very, very wise but very dangerous throw that time by Rios. Looks like he's running the RPO to the left, and then you have Albatrez kind of breaks open at the last second, gives him like a flip, kind of a little option flip. Now, the ball, you had pursuit coming from the inside. As he makes that catch, he gets tackled immediately. So very, very dangerous, and you got to be very, very careful for the football. And with the football, especially in the fourth quarter when you have hopefully for Downey, hopefully a game either taking the lead on a field goal or a touchdown.
You got to protect rock, no doubt about it. 2nd and 5 from the 48-yard line of Red Mountain. Clap of the hand, snap is back, under a blitz, taken off, and that was Ortiz. Correction, Oscar Rios on snap, and well, that was just all-out blitz, and he just took off and tried to find some a little open in the middle.
Yeah, Cole Edmonds from the left side of the screen, nice little one-arm tackle right there, brings him down. And again, very loosely carrying that football is Oscar Rios, so if I'm a defensive back or lineman, if I've got him wrapped up, I'm looking to try to punch that football out because he carries it very loose, doesn't have it tucked up underneath his armpit.
Edmonds double digits in tackles before the night. He's had himself a pretty good football game tonight. 3rd down and 2, 45-yard line. Huge play. You got to figure it's 4-down territory for Coach Williams and the Downey Vikings. This is the play. No, it's a handoff. Boy, a good fake there by the quarterback, Oscar Rios. I got deeked for a moment. The handoff went to his number 1 running back, Bernardo Blanco, and Blanco is going to get the first down with a 5-yard carry.
Yeah, nice block here by Damian Martinez, the left side right there, to spring him free. Very nonchalant handoff. It somewhat surprised the linebackers that time as we see number 7, Bernardo Blanco, go off the field. Again, another very, very key first down, and this is one of those long drives that you got to try to get this Downey offense off the field, so expect to see a little more heat, a little more pressure from the Red Mountain defense.
Isaac Hainey combines on the stop with his brother Logan Hainey. All right, here we go. Back to work. Rios. Deep ball. Porras there. And that ball is incomplete. With some late breaking speed to defend, it was Jacob Red Wing. Another penalty marker comes flying in. And you got to figure this is going to be on Downey Porras.
Well, what a great job of recovery by Jacob Red Wing. He is burnt. He's done. He's toast. And then going down the field wide open, Downey Porras, and you just brought up that accuracy. This is another home run ball that Ruiz does a good job buying time. He's wide open down there. He's got to get that ball out there. He slows down just a little bit, but coming back to get that ball and break it up. Great defensive play.
That was an outstanding defensive play. You know, they talk about make-up speed. I don't know if Jacob will tell you he has that, but he made up some speed on that particular sequence.
And again, some extracurricular verbiage by the receiver and Damian Porras. Officials right on the verbiage tonight.
It's one of those things that you gotta behave, Dan. You gotta keep the mouth closed and make plays. Let your playmaking ability do the talking for you. 1st and 25 from their own 45-yard line. Huge turn of events here. So it's 2nd and 25 after things are settled in. Rios, play fake, goes outside, and that ball's picked off. It's intercepted. This is going to be a pick 6 for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. How about Tyreek Cornett to the house?
So he finally got one. We saw him close on 2 so far, and this is the situation when you throw a slip screen to the wide side of the field,
it's a long
and that quarterback has a chance. There's another penalty marker in the excessive celebration, but he reads that high points of football, and he almost got it on the last series in the 3rd quarter where the receiver got by him, but this time he reads it, recognizes it. There's nobody out there to block him on a smoke screen or slip screen, and that's one thing. It's kind of called like somewhat of a naked screen. But Cornett does a great job of recognizing it, gets a pick 6, take it all the way to the house.
3rd and charm for this secondary for the Mountain Lions, but Tyreek Cornett jumps in front of that ball and picks it off and takes it the other way. His 2nd interception of the year. He turns this one into a pick 6.
You know, then the excessive celebration after the touchdown, they're going to move the extra point back. And you look at it, if you get this extra point, it's a long extra point. Somewhat what we saw in the Atlanta game the other night on Monday Night Football against Philadelphia. The excessive celebrating by London in the end zone and turned a 48-yard extra point attempt.
This is a 35-yard PAT try, and Michael Singh carries it. Out of a hold from Elijah Wilkins, it's now 35-26, 6:18 to go in this 4th quarter. The Honor Bowl has come to Arizona, and we've been treated to a fantastic football game here. 6:18 remaining, 35-20 score. This is the AIA, and they are the Cardinals game of the week, Presented by Raising Cane's on Arizona's Family.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
Tonight's football game is brought to you by Barro's Pizza, the perfect slice for every celebration, and Raising Cane's, one love for quality chicken fingers. Kevin Derriere alongside Dan Minucci with Julia Lopez. It's 35-26, and Tyreek Cornett with the 40-yard pick six has extended this Red Mountain lead. And Porras lets this one get by him to pick it up around the 10. Porras splits the knee with that speed. Outside, here's Donnie Porras as he tries to spin out of another tackle, and he's going to be taken down. Special teams tackle there by Justin Couliard.
Well, I wouldn't sleep on this offense, folks. It's not over yet. It's 35-26, Red Mountain up, but the quick striking team, that is the Downey Vikings. I mean, we still got a lot of time. 6 minutes, 11 seconds left in the game. I mean, the way they throw the football, the way they got the speed, getting up and down the field, so you just can't give up on them yet.
Dan, we've had a great time here, the Honor Bowl tonight here at Redmond High School, but, you know, just take a peek next week. The AIA Arizona Cardinals Game of the Week presented by Raising Cane's. Chandler and Highland, I believe that game is at Highland.
Yes.
Boy, that is a dandy.
Well, Garrettson, who tutored one Brock Farrell as head coach of Highland, taking on going at it as far as an outstanding. Talk about athletes all over the place. Can we count the D1 offense that will be on the football field next Friday night over at Highland High School? Highland Hawks hosting the Wolves of Chandler High School.
There will be a lot of excitement for that one, for sure. 6:11 remaining. Long field here set up by Oscar Rios. Works out of the gun. Rios home fakes left, goes right. Ball's complete. Making the reception and then turning upfield is Jesse Albadrez, and he's going to pick up first down yards on that first down play.
Yeah, Cole Edmonds does a good job coming up, and I think what Coach Enders and his defensive staff want to do is just keep this football in front of them. Don't give up any home run balls or long balls. I would still bring 3 to 4 guys just to kind of keep that pressure on Oscar Rios, just to kind of, just keep a little bit of pressure in his face.
Empty set for Rios. And he fires over the middle. That ball's in and out of the hands of the before-mentioned Chaka Albadrez. Isaac Hainey were there, and then Force just disrupting the play.
Yeah, late blitz coming off to the left, his left side right there to get the ball off.
Gamba.
Hainey comes up, does a good job right there, and being Johnny on the spot. Second down. Obviously, I feel it's 4-down territory for this Downey Vikings offense.
2nd and 6. From the 32-yard line. High snap. This will be Rios. A keeper. And Rios works his way up the middle, running the football between the hash marks. And good deception on the fake, and he just called his own number right up the middle of the field and moved the sticks.
Yeah, Rios coming in tonight. 5 touchdowns, 6.5 yards per carry. He's got a total of 322 yards, so at any particular time. And you're talking about Bode Wagner and talked about You look at what you're seeing from the quarterback play and take it also to the house. 80-yard run, his longest run so far.
From the 46, he slings one over the middle. That ball's intercepted. Logan Hainey with the pick. He's at the 50-yard line. Cut across the field to the 40. And finally, he stays on his feet. Hainey still rolling. And finally, Logan Hainey's taken down at the 25-yard line. What a defensive play, playing center field. He got the interception, the second pick of the game for this Mountain Lion defense, and flags come flying in again. Emotions are spilling over, Dan.
Well, that time they had the safeties deep right down the middle. Logan Hainey, he's just going to sit right down the middle. So you got 3 deep. And trying to force his football in is Rios. He's staring down his receiver all the way. Hainey just comes up, reads his eyes, as it looks like for Uregi, is he's trying to get it, just comes up there. Look at the running ability of Logan Hainey. Look at him going up and down the field with a little adept trying to make that happen.
An athlete is Logan Hainey. He's listed as a safety, a secondary type player, a DB, and he showed you all of his abilities right there.
Well, Coach Enders is out there. The personal foul, whatever the vernacular being used out there, was against Red Mountain. You just hate to see that after such a great return. As soon as you get the return, guys, get off the field.
Yeah, that was...
Just get off the field, guys.
That's choice vocabulary there.
Yeah, and matter of fact, Coach Enders is sitting there talking to his defensive coordinator and some of the coaches about, guys, we just can't have that. You can't. I mean, if you get into a game, you start, getting into big football in the region, those are some of the things that could be, detrimental to you as far as the close game is concerned.
So the Red Mountain offense comes back on the field after the Hainey pick, and then Jackson Bold begins this offensive set, working again in the Wildcat, and he picks up a positive game before he's dropped on the turf by Kingston Asavalu.
Kevin, you've covered this team for many, many years. Very uncharacteristic to see a lot of these personal fouls by Red Mountain, what we're seeing tonight, just out of sorts.
True.
And sometimes you got to be careful you don't get caught up in the other team going back and forth at you. Basically, if they're saying something, just walk away. I mean, just walk away and just act like you've been there.
No question about it. 35-26 our score. Inside 4 minutes to go in this one. High snap for Lopez. He hands the ball off to Jackson Bogle, and Bogle just keeps spinning, twisting, and turning, and finally will have that forward lean before he's dropped down by Oscar Aguilar and friends.
And if anything, if you don't get a first down, you want to use the play clock up. You use all 40 seconds up, and just use that up, get some time off the clock. And if you have to punt, it's 4th down and short, punt the ball deep. Punt the ball deep in their own territory of Downey and make them go the long field with less than 3 minutes to go in this game.
So it'll be 3rd down and 8. Ball rests at the 39-yard line. The deep back is Jackson Bogle. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And it's Bogle with the straight-ahead give, and he's going to be a little bit short of the, we'll call it the 31, to get the first down.
And I might, if I'm Coach Enders, I might take a delay game here, take the penalty, and then just punt this football deep. Run some clock, put the football deep. Now, I can't imagine they're going to go for it here, but I think that's what they'll do is just kind of, use the play, or maybe call a timeout, 4th down and 5. Use your timeout, but run that play clock down, or give yourself a better chance to punt this football away.
The Downey Vikings are 4-0.
I think that Coach Enders is probably going to do that when he gets that clock down. He's going to call a timeout here before the play clock expires. That's exactly what he's going to do.
For the Downey Vikings, they're 0-2 in games against out-of-state opponents. Both their losses are to the Kapolei Hurricanes from Kapolei, Hawaii. In fact, this would be 0-3 if they can't come back here in out-of-state game. But how about this for Coach Williams' team? He said he has 55 kids on his roster. 25 of them have never left the state of California.
Isn't that amazing? That's why I love the interstate play. California, Colorado, Texas, you see that the expansion of the AIA and high school football, going to other schools. We talked about how Perry went to the Honorable over in San Diego and beat Granite Hills in that game. It was great to see that. I think that's part of growth. I mean, until I got to Mesa Community College, had I ever been out of the state of Arizona as far as playing a football game. Mm-hmm. So it's fun to go to El Cajon Community College, or go to San Diego, or go to Snow College up in from Utah. I mean, that's fun, unless you get big boy ball in D1, do you travel? So those are some of the things I think that a lot of young players experience at a very young age, and hopefully it helps them to grow up a little bit sooner.
Dan, I get into El Cajon and get right out of there. But I do like San Diego. But why not? All right, go back to the Wildcat. Here's Bode Wagner, and Bode gets blasted by Aguilar, and he holds on to the football. You could tell that Bode was very conscientious of protecting the rock on the carry.
By the way, the junior college who played was Grossmont.
Sure.
Yeah, Grossmont right there outside of San Diego. Here you come off the right side. You're right. You secure that football, eat up some of the clock. You know, you're basically going to give, this Downey offense a long field. I might have gone ahead and done a poo kick right there, a quick kick, and pin them back to about the 10-yard line. Have them go, a good 90 yards or so with 2 minutes, 17 seconds left in this game.
Interesting to note, Downey, their high school rival is Warren High School, the Bears, and they played the first ever game at SoFi Stadium. 19,954 watched Warren play Downey high school football game at SoFi Stadium. What an experience that had to have been for the Downey Vikings. Back to work. Here comes Oscar Rios. He's going to take off a run to the 40, 45. Breaks the tackle and then leaps over a would-be defender. Trying to leap over Jason the Blade Wade, but a positive gain there. The scrambling quarterback, Oscar Rios.
Yeah, just going to pretty much just make a play. Just at this point, get a couple of first downs. You're going to have to score pretty quick here. Get a quick score, get an onside kick, and try to score again. That's where they're at right now. So the sense of urgency with the play clock stopped, I should say the time clock stopped, getting out of bounds.
A pickup of 16 yards, 2:08 remaining along Team scoreboard. From Jim Jones Field, won a couple of state titles here for the Mountain Lions. And taking off again is Rios, and Rios runs right into Jamison Wade once again. So back-to-back defensive stops for Jamison Wade.
Yeah, Wade got him right there. Looked like in these soul plexus, looked like he's getting up slow. Rios, just watch Wade. He's just looking right. Good coverage, dropping 4 or 5 deep. And Wade comes up right about right there, just catch him right above the thigh.
Rios to the outside on a bubble screen to the wide receiver, Caleb Hodeggy. And he'll pick up first down. It's Logan Hainey. Once again comes in downhill and makes the tackle. It looks like we've got a player shaken up for Downey. This is Alex Zavala, offensive lineman. And you can see Hodeggy right coming off the field. He's got a little hit in his giddy up. One thing that Coach Anders said before the game, he said, we want to make sure that the Downey Vikings know we're a physical football team. And coming into play, Jack Williams said, I talked to a lot of coaches in the Valley. We try to prepare for Red Mountain. He said one thing that we expect, they're probably going to be very physical. And you could see tonight through the attrition factor that the Mountain Lions have put it on them.
Yeah, that's what Coach Williams said, that they're well coached. We know that they're hard-nosed, and they play well as a team. And I think that's some of the things that they looked when they watched the film that I always ask these guys, what jumps out for you? And he said just the physicality, the finesse, the technique, how well they played together as a team. And for Coach Williams and his staff, that was something that definitely want to take a good look at.
Dan, we're getting to that point in the game where we're starting to think about the Whataburger, what a play of the game. And there's some great ones to choose from tonight. Anything that strikes your fancy?
Well, I got to tell you what, you looked at a couple things with, a couple of great throws from down the field to Bode Wagner. But I got to tell you what, the one was probably was Tyreek Cornett. Yeah, we got some of that stuff. So we got a couple things that are out there. Here's the play of the game right there by Cornett. He had almost got a couple of these earlier in the game. He finally sniffs one out, gets his hands on it, gets a pick six, and Coach Ender and his staff hope that might be a play to go ahead and take care of business and try to close this out. But it ain't over yet. We got about, minute 36 to go. And with this quick striking Downey Vikings team, you just never know. By the way, if you have noticed, Coach Henderson's got a sling, his right arm in a sling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was bench pressing, and he blew out a pectoral muscle or ligament, if you will. Blew it out, had surgery, what did he say, about a couple weeks ago?
Probably about a month now.
Yeah, been about a month, and he's got that sling on. I said, Coach, how you do that? Well, I was warming up doing the bench press. So were you benching 300 pounds? He goes, no. He said he was fatigued and just real tired, and that pectoralis major muscle.
Yep.
Broke on him, the ligament took effect, and surgery, and there he is with the sling on. Hey, guy can play. He can coach hurt, right?
He's an alum as well, a fierce linebacker in his day, Kyle Enders. Probably a better dude, great coach, great leader, great family, and he does it all. A couple things about some former Mountain Lions. Cannon Skidmore, now the long snapper at BYU, Manuch. That's impressive. Trey the True Smith at U of A, after the first 2 weeks, led the Wildcats in hurries from that defensive end spot. And then Cost Cooley's now starting center for Air Force. That's doing something.
That's great to see a lot of these guys moving on from all over the valley. And we talked a little bit earlier, Jalen Thompson and Amari DiMarcato of the Arizona Cardinals, alumnus of the Downey Vikings.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Coach Williams is saying that the guys go over there for about 35 days, usually early summer, late summer after OTAs, and minicamp are over, and he trains the guys over there. But talking about the story about Jalen Thompson, as a cornerback, and they moved to safety, he said his dad was not happy. He said, well, hey, we need to get him on the field. Same thing in Washington. Same thing. Moved him to safety. Too many guys, too many dudes at corner. So I think he's doing pretty good, Jalen Thompson, pretty much in reference to going ahead and having a pretty good career for the Cardinals as safety. And DiMarcato just can't get on the field right now.
You know, DiMarcato, what a story for he got to the NFL by way of JUCO football. There is still a means at that JUCO
I'm
level.
one of those guys as well, too. Mesa Community College, K-State, and on to the Buffalo Bills.
You got to love Rios outside the hockey. He's short of the sticks, but it is a productive first down play. We got to start thinking about, we got to, Whataburger, what a play of the game. Now we need to start thinking about the player of the game. I would think that Simon Lopez would be a candidate, among others.
Simon Lopez, Bode Wagner, I think to name a few. To give a little love for that defense. The guys all over the place. You look at Logan Hainey. Guy that really impressed me is the linebacker, Isaac Hainey. Linebacker coming up. Number 13, Jameson Wade. Had a heck of a game, too.
Yeah, Hainey brothers, they've got it done tonight. All right, 1st and 10 after that short game. Little snap here for Oscar Rios. Glides through the pocket. Deep ball. Has Porras there, and that ball just misfired. Porras had a step on Hainey, and he threw that one in double coverage. Jacob Red was also back, but for Damani Porras, maybe he just ran out of gas on that one.
Well, memo to the defense, hey, look, you look at some of those things that are going on out there, and in particular is double cover, number 4, whatever you have to do, and Porras is that guy. So those are some of the things that you look at and that you'd like to see, but you got your best dudes back there right now. You got 3-4 deep, rushing 3, rushing 4. Get a little pressure in reference to Rios.
Inside 60 seconds to play. Rios over the middle. That ball's caught and straight. Once again, it's Jaden Thomas, and he tries to make a set move, and he'll fall forward, and that's another first down catch by JT.
Well, if they're going to score, they better score here within like the next 5 seconds to try to get the quick score and then try to get an onside kick.
It's 17 yards. Nice defensive play again there by Isaac Hainey. There's a snap to Oscar Rios. Rolls right, throws towards the seams, and Hodeggy just unable to bring that one in. He tried to outstretch his arms and just couldn't bring it in, Dan.
Well, that play was there. Now, again, you got 4 deep technically. So as Hodeggy's coming across, that ball just thrown a little bit too inside, and that one, that time Rios went across his body. He's usually been pretty accurate rolling out his right side, but as we said coming into this game, you looked at Rios as far as his accuracy was concerned, right around 56%.
2nd and 10 for the 25-yard line. Rios to the air again, and he overshoots Damani Porras. So it's 3rd and 10. Clock stop was 33.7 ticks to go.
Yeah, that looked just like a misfire right there, breaking it out. Porras is wide open. If he makes the catch, it would have been hard for him to get out of bounds because Tyree Cornett's right there to secure the outside. Good job by the secondary to not allow this receiving core down to get outside and stop the clock.
Mountain Lion faithful did come to life here. 3rd and 10 from the 25-yard line. And Rios is going to take off again. Tries to get outside. He does. He's got the first down, and he'll stop the clock with 25.3 ticks remaining. And the Downey Vikings are in the red zone here in the late stages of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he's just very elusive, and I think that's the one thing with Purdue and so many schools like this young man is just how well he throws the ball, and just outstanding athlete with sneaky speed. As I mentioned, his longest run on the year, 80 yards on the year, and he can take it to the house. Very elusive, hard to bring down. You know, a kid that's 6'2", 6'3", about $180, and he's got everything I think that a lot of the D1 schools or those that have offered the offers seen this young man, and now the dual threat quarterback is part of what a lot of these teams want, especially for a guy that can get out there 65 to 70 yards.
Yeah, I think that's one of his best attributes is the deep ball.
Very good deep ball. One of the best deep balls I've seen. Seen a lot of guys that can get it up and out, but it's also nice to have guys that run like 4.3s and 4.4s and 40s.
That doesn't hurt.
And you know what? I watch this Downey receiving core. I mean, you look at him. I mean, you look at Jaden Thomas, look at Joshua Fairley, you look at Porras, look at their tight end play. And they've got guys all over the place. Even Bernardo Blanco, the running back, has got several catches out of the backfield.
Lil B has 2 100-yard games to his credit this year. Came in with 421 yards. So one thing the Mountain Lions defense has done is they've kind of slowed the roll of that run game for the Downey Vikings here.
The other two is they're going with 2 to 3 deep and preventing any of those big plays that we've seen. So now if I would be spying somebody on the quarterback in reference. So I got to believe that Jamison Wade might just be taking a good hard look, just kind of hovering around the line of scrimmage to not allow Rios to make a big play with his feet.
From 13, empty set. Here goes Rios to the end zone, and he's going to clock in. And Oscar Rios is going to score a touchdown from 13 yards away with 19.9 seconds to go. And the best they can do is get a 2-point conversion here to make it a 1-point game. So that's one thing that's going for the benefit of the Mountain Lions. They still have it's a 2-possession game.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you're 35 to 32. I mean, you're just a field goal behind now. So you go for 2 because it's an event for them. Kicking an extra point is enough.
It is.
So they get 2-point conversion. They line up with about 20 seconds to go in this game for a maybe run up by 4 or 5 seconds here.
That's the 6th rushing TD for the quarterback, Oscar Rios. Going for 2. Lofts it to the far corner. That ball might have been picked off or it was defended there by Tyreek Cornett. 2-point conversion is unsuccessful. 19.9 remain in the game. It's 35-32. Brown is in the driver's seat here. They just need to kill the clock.
That just throws this one up for a 2-point conversion, and Cornett's right there to intercept that. But now, how good's the hands team for Red Mountain? As the onside kick will be coming by the Downey Vikings, and hands team, you're going to have, I bet you see Bode Wagner out there, which I see right now. Also see number 20 up there that's looks like Jackson White. So a whole host of shortstops that we go out there to try to get this onside kick, recover this onside kick.
Shortstop. You say shortstop. That's just a great segue to just say Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, my gosh. How was that? How about the Diamondbacks winning again?
They're in
against
it.
the Brew Crew.
They're in it. West is one of the better divisions in baseball. Who would have thought that?
9 more games. I believe 8 more games go.
It's going to get interesting.
It really has come down to the wire. All right, here we go. For the Downey Vikings, can they recover this football and try to get a shot within field goal range and maybe tie this bad boy up?
Yopicio with the onside kick. He goes the deep route. Bust loose for a minute. And Logan Hainey was there, and I think he's got the football, and he shows it to the sky. And the Mountain Lions are going to preserve the possession on the onside kick. So with 17.6 to go, that's all that the Mountain Lions need to kill here to come away here with a victory and then prove their record 4-0. And tonight, Dan, 1-0 must go. So Downey would fall to 4-1 if they can't come back here and win it.
Yeah, it's interesting that Red Mountain's going to win this game 35-32. And when you look at this Downey Vikings game, they were outscoring opponents 41-29. So they're close to getting up about the same amount of points. They've been giving up on average 29 a game. They gave up 32 tonight. But I got to believe that, about midway through that second quarter, a little heart-to-heart by Coach Enders and his team. They kind of picked it up, survived the third quarter, got a couple of big plays to come back and win this football game. A very close, great litmus test for this Red Mountain High School team to take on these Downey Vikings coming over from Southern California.
That's what you call a quality victory here tonight. The Honorable as we had the opportunity to be a part of tonight's broadcast on a very special evening here in the great state 48, as we were able to participate in the inaugural Honor Bowl here, as that Honor Bowl series has been moved and grown from California to Arizona, and I think these teams put on a show for everybody tonight.
Yeah, I thought it was a very good game. There's some, I like to say, mental irregularities going on both sides of the football, but those can be cleaned up. And, I think after 4 games, as far as Red Mountain is concerned, you look at this team now going into Williamsville next week at Williamsville 4-0, and then for Downey, watching this team, they've got a lot of explosiveness on this team. As they'll take on La Mirada and Bellflower and Dominguez. It's a very good division that they're playing in. So the explosiveness, but I got to tell you what, Red Mountain held up. They passed the test and moved on to Williamsville, who's got talking another explosive team that they've got. Guy at the quarterback range, you might know this last name, Cody Guy, who's the son of one Kevin Guy, the Rattlers head coach.
He's a good player.
Heck of a player. So, again, from here on out, think about this, Kevin. Here on out, Williamsville, Highland, AIA, Queen Creek, Hamilton, and on top of that, all those things that are going to be going on until the end of the year.
So Mark Soto is on the field, and he's got a microphone in his hand, and I believe that Mark is going to present the player of the game, perhaps. We'll work through that. But, yes, Steve Campbell, the only coach that's ever coached for the Williamsville Blackhawks. One-time ASU Sun Devil. Another 6'7" kind of quarterback.
By the way, the last game I failed to mention, at Mountain View, the rivalry, Red Mountain and Mountain View.
The Battle of Brown Road.
The Battle of Brown Road.
Those two teams tangled last year. Mountain View won the finale. Then they played each other the next week in the postseason, and the Mountain Lions sent them packing.
Again, as we came in this game, nice to see that Red Mountain put the points up on the board, and you just kind of think of this team as far as getting off. Bode Wagner just impressed me just with his elusiveness, all-around football player. I mean, he's a kid that can even play safety at the next level.
I think he scored 4 touchdowns, only 2 of them counted tonight.
Yeah, and that's, again, some of the mental mistakes. Kickoff return got called back because of a mental mistake. Touchdown, long run, he fumbled one, but I think if you can escape with all the mistakes you make and win a football game, those are keys in reference to moving on and moving forward.
I believe we're going to send it down to the founder of the Honor Bowl. Here's Director Mark Soto. Okay. We were not aware of that. 35-32 the final here, Dan, and it was impressive both sides of the ball. But we're going to settle on our player of the game tonight. Is it Simon Lopez or Bode Wagner?
I got to go with Bode Wagner. I just think his explosiveness and him setting the tone pretty much for this team, and catching the football, because you look at the special teams. Not that Simon Lopez didn't have a very good game, but I look at special team side of it, coming out of the Wildcat, catching the football. You're just all-around football player that he is, and giving that to Bode Wagner. So I got to go with Bode Wagner on that. And Simon Lopez closed. If I did a 1A and a 1B, it'd be Wagner and then Lopez.
And you could give it to a ton of guys, right? There's no doubt about it. It looks like Logan Hainey is going to receive some recognition here from the Honor Bowl. What a proud moment for Logan. He was a dude tonight, Coach.
He really was. And defensive MVP going to Oscar Aguilar from Downey. Had a heck of a game.
Yeah, he was a stud tonight.
Offensively and defensively, outside linebacker, 6'4", 200 pounds. So the MVP for Red Mountain, Bode Wagner. Great minds must think alike.
No doubt. For Bode, he's scored in 5 of his last 6 games he played. So he's on a red-hot streak, and he's a guy that right now he's tough to defend. Doesn't matter where you're playing, at what level. Bode Wagner is a force right now.
And here you are.
The first ever 2024 Arizona Honor Bowl Championship goes to Kyle Enders and Red Mountain.
So Coach Enders gets the plaque, shows it to the fans here remaining. Nice group. Student body remains here. Coach Enders all banged up with that shoulder that Manuch told you about, but he's on the mend. And what a victory here was on a really special night to honor those who've served across this great country of ours.
Boy, you got to love that. I mean, they've got a great shot, the blending of the teams, you know, to honor our veterans, those that are our men and women overseas, here locally, and then the veterans. That's just a good combination. And what a good game by the Downey Vikings for, you know, for Coach coming over here, Coach Williams and his staff. 15 years as the head coach, 21 years total. You know, great story in reference to Coach, how he settled up. He had a little cup of coffee with the Oakland Raiders, was looking to go back to pro football, and the athletic director time, look, you can stay here and teach, or you can move on and have to take the chance of playing pro football. And he handed him an envelope if he said play pro football, or he could get this, gave him a salary of what he could make, 2 envelopes. He took it, ends up deciding to be a teacher.